Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is SCNS Live time. Wow. I am Jason the X.
Hi, I am the Professor Christopher Danger, and apparently...
We're back in the X cave.
That's right. And apparently our other co-host has decided to step away to the baño.
Whoa.
He's invisible.
I don't know why.
He's wearing green this week.
He isn't. Oh. No, I just...
Dude, you're messing with my camera. You're
killing the illusion.
Dude, you're killing the illusion. Stop.
I am killing the illusion because now it's
like the moon landing.
Blurry for some reason.
I like that the moon landing, there's just some guy behind there sweeping.
I can change that.
Well, look who came to see us. It's
Star.
Baby had to tinkle.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. That's Saturday's show.
Do you have a nipple? Do you have a nipple in that bottle, sir?
I should.
Okay. Anyways, hey, you're ruining the illusion, pal. You're getting white space in our illusion.
It's like the Enterprise. We're like,
ready?
Yeah.
Judder the camera. Judder it. Let us judder.
Red alert.
No, I just want I want it to focus. Focus. It won't focus anyway. It'll do something hopefully here soon. There we go. I like that one better. So, yes, in case you didn't notice, we do have a guest this week on the show. Joining us again is Mr. Mark Walters, the event coordinator for Dallas Comic Con.
And also the major domo of BigFanboy.com.
Domo Arigato.
All true things so far.
Yes. And he's also a snappy dresser, and he is a world-class ballroom dancer.
Okay, that's enough, Chris.
What? I'm complimenting the man.
No, we did Free Comic Book Day this weekend. Somebody named Rob didn't show.
Yeah, Rob, you missed all the adventures on Saturday, man.
No, you missed.
I know.
You missed
you missed a fun adventure. I think we already talked about it, but do we want to talk about it again?
No, we're not talking about that anymore. It's going down in history just as.
I've still got the video. Well, and by the way, you can go to the YouTube channel, or you can go to the Twitch channel, and the Justin TV channel. And you can see the video with Bobby Frisky where we tell the story, and it's an interesting, fun story. Anyways, so...
Camera to focus. There. Finally.
Damn, camera and ruining the illusion. So, Mark, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm exhausted, but I'm good.
Exhausted?
Yeah, you've got a big thing coming up here in just a few days. It's something, I can't recall what it is.
You would be thinking of Dallas Comic Con.
And I am so ready. Honestly, Dallas Comic Con falls on my birthday this year.
Does it really?
Yes, it does.
Wow.
May 17th is my birthday. So
can you?
What other? I get Star Trek and a con.
Con!
Thank you for picking. Holy crap! In the history of this show, Chris picked up a joke.
Thank you. Chuck one up. Ding.
Was anybody else surprised that he actually picked up that joke?
No.
No, come on. You were surprised he picked up.
Yeah, I was even surprised.
Wow. Okay. Anyway,
Chris is pretty sharp. He's on the ball.
I'm floored by this whole thing, and I don't know how I'm going to live now. Just how did you get that? How did you? I thought Rob was going to get it. I thought Mark. I thought out of the three people sitting over there,
these two are slow tonight, man.
I thought my
I'm on my
son
A
was
game.
going to run in and go. Wow.
No, actually, to do it right, I need a communicator. Can I borrow somebody's cell phone real quick?
No, you have a.
Can I borrow yours, Mark?
You have a phone.
You have a pad.
I'm not going to break it.
I was trying to think if I have the communicator app on my phone,
Yes.
which would make the noise, but I don't think I do.
Oh,
of course. Mark, you're in a lovely shade of green this evening. By
There
the
we
way.
go.
Wow, look at that!
That was
All of
my-
a sudden, I'm no longer in space. Now I'm in space.
This show's gone off the train tracks already.
Yeah, we worked out a special deal with Paramount to open Star Trek Into Darkness a day early, so as not to conflict with Dallas Comic Con. Not really, but it opens up on Thursday now instead of
I did see that today. Wow, I was shocked. I'm guessing they're trying. Well, there's so much hype on this film already, and I mean,
technically you could see it Wednesday night at midnight, if I'm not mistaken. So you could even see it 2 days before Dallas Comic Con.
True.
Yes,
it's the typical blockbuster movie.
Shush!
Bumping up your box office receipts.
You have been just fawning over Star Trek from like the moment you saw the first trailer. You can't even play me like that, all right?
Oh hell! I want to see the movie. I just know what they're doing.
What are they doing? Please tell me.
I told you they want their bumped up box office receipts.
Okay.
That's all it is for the first week, and say, look how much money we made. Beat that, Spider-Man.
Beat that.
I don't believe this is the.
Let's see. Okay.
I don't believe this is the oh hell no part of the show, Rob. Okay,
Oh,
you
no,
get that moment.
That's later, dude.
No, it's not. That's before break.
But anyway, yes, we got Mark Walters here, who is event planner for Dallas Comic Con. We're going on May 17th through the 19th at the Irving Convention Center. Go to sci-fiexpo.com, and there's still time to get tickets.
I believe there is.
Well, we actually have stopped selling advance tickets online, but you can buy them at the door. So if you didn't, we've had advance tickets online now for months, and the funny thing is, inevitably, I know all weekend long we're going to be inundated with people like, why can't I buy it online anymore? It's like, well, it's been online for like the last 3 months, so you know.
We can't buy any more tickets online?
No, we stopped selling them online. At some point, we have to because we got to tabulate it so that we know
hey, Chris,
who else is going to show up.
We're going to have a conversation after the show.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
There's something I was supposed to take care of. We'll talk. That's not important anyway.
But we can also throw out a tip to your listeners about I think it's in the Dallas Observer. And again, my head is a jumbled mess. So I'm pretty sure there's a $5 off coupon in the Dallas Observer. So if you didn't get the advance ticket price, you could still get that discount by going into the Dallas Observer and cutting out the ad that's in there.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
And
I'm
welcome,
not 100%
chatters. Arise the demon Jefferson. That's good.
Oh, right on.
Jefferson gone the form of Mon. Whatever. Arise the demon Jefferson. That's not cool.
I think he's just having too much fun this afternoon.
But anyway, yes, Irving Convention Center, which is we got to talk about this because I remember last year we were talking on the show how much we were predicting that Dallas Comic Con was going to grow, and I want to just go ahead and toot my own horn.
Sure, do it.
I called it. I called it. So, but now you're at the Irving Convention Center, and people are coming from all around now.
Yeah.
Dallas Comic Con has caught like this steam that just has not slowed down, and
Hey, we're trying to do entertainment here, pal. Turn off the phone.
And you know that was Muse texting me.
What did she want now?
I don't know. I didn't look at it. I didn't read it.
Okay.
But anyway, so
darn kids.
You're filling this place up. I mean, you've got the guest list. The guest list.
Yeah, I'm looking. I've got it right here in front of me, and I'm like, wow.
Then
man.
go ahead.
Okay, so do we want to start on the comic book side, or do we want to start on the celebrity side?
Well, the comic book side is actually what's on my screen. So
okay, so comic book side. I mean, you got like you got JRJ himself, John Romero Jr. or John Romita Jr. Excuse me. I mean, why did I say Romero? I was thinking George Romero.
You're thinking
John
Romero.
Yeah, John Romita Jr., creator of such books as Kick-Ass and Kick-Ass 2 Electric Boogaloo. Jim Steranko is going to be there. The always lovely Amanda Connor.
Ooh, one of my favorites.
Wow.
Sam De La Rosa.
Yes. Actually, I should note Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, who are both coming in, they were at our very first Dallas Comic Con.
Yes,
that's right.
So, back in 2002. So this is sort of a return for them. They've been with us since then, but it's always nice to have them both there together, and especially Amanda, because Amanda's one of those people that will sit down and she will not stop signing or sketching for the entire time she's at the show. She's a total workhorse, and she's a total sweetheart, and she's easy on the eyes. And
yeah.
So yeah, we love having her there. We love having both.
Hey,
of them
speaking of easy on the
Amanda,
eyes,
are you listening?
I'm looking at some of your
Jimmy, if you're listening, don't whack me.
He does have that.
He's got connections. He knows people. He's
I'm so
You talking funny about me?
I'm scared of Jimmy Palmiotti. Anyway.
Okay, looking on the celeb side. Well, let's see. Let's pick out. Let's just work it backwards here. Okay. Speaking of good looking, hey, you got Christina Loken there.
Yes, Christina Loken.
So look there. Dude, your favorite. Natasha Henstricks is going to be there.
That's not my favorite.
Yeah. Kelly Hu.
Nope. Are we playing a guessing game down here? I'm just going to say
Gates McFadden.
You got it, baby.
You're
You got a crush on
He's got
Crusher?
He's got a lot of fan slash sticking with her.
I don't care what y'all think about me.
Dude, next one I was going to mention was
me and Gates have between us. Okay.
I was going to mention your other favorite, Colin Ferguson's going to be there, dude.
Who just got signed on for Haven?
That's right.
But you announced another guest was announced here. That in case you don't follow them on Facebook or Twitter or anything,
Brandon Roth.
No, we got Jane himself coming down. Oh, you didn't know that?
The other Baldwin, Adam Baldwin.
Yes,
that's right. He's
Adam
the
Baldwin.
Baldwin in Hollywood that's not a Baldwin. Yes. Yeah, we jokingly like to refer to him that way.
I'll tell you what, man. I was looking at the celebrity list of who you got in this year, and besides the obvious William Shatner, I mean, you got Nathan Fillion, which is wow. You got
our most requested guest of all time.
Who doesn't like Nathan Fillion, though?
Yep.
Rob.
He wouldn't say those. He wouldn't say such things about Nathan.
Oh, he would.
It's my birthday.
Dude, you know, my other favorite, Richard Dean Anderson, man, MacGyver.
Oh yeah, the original.
The original
man.
Yeah.
Build a missile out of a paperclip. Just
it's a chew gum wrapper. Of course, Brandon Roth will be there too. Ralph.
I wonder
Ralph.
Ralph.
It's like South.
Good.
I thought it was Roth. Like
no,
like
it's
moth.
a big misconception. It's actually pronounced the same way South is. It's like Brandon Routh South.
Really?
South Ralph.
Wow.
But
okay.
While we have DallasCon, we also have Sci-Fi Expo. We also have Fan Days,
Yes.
which we got to talk to you during. Was it Fan Days or Sci-Fi?
We were
Expo?
at Fan Days.
That was Fan Days. Okay. Now, how has your life changed when we had you on the show last year to now? Because
That's an easy answer. This is now my full-time job.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent, sir.
So I think the last time we talked, I was still working with Heritage and doing auctioning, and I still take stuff up there from time to time where we'll do like rare movie memorabilia or comic book artwork and things like that, and I still bring stuff to them. But this has really gotten to be a time-consuming, in a good way. It just now when we plan for Dallas Comic Con, you're talking about months and months and months of planning, and I think it's just going to get even more intensive. Like starting next year, we're talking about a lot of different things for next year. We may actually move possibly into June. And we are looking at potential for getting into a bigger place. But
because when you said move, that was like the first thing I said.
You got to be really careful though, because I mean we have contracts with the Irving Convention Center,
Right.
and so we don't want to do anything that's going to upset them. And they've been great to us.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, if at all possible, we are trying to make it work there as much as we can.
I got to say, the last show that we went to, where you actually had the hired security in there,
We hired a lot of new staff.
It seems like everything is just running smoother and
Much smoother,
with
yeah.
this.
Yeah, we hired a lot of new staff. We've really kind of increased the programs that we have for communication with the staffing, so that everybody knows the smoothest way to where we want people. We want for when you walk in there we don't want you to have to get bottlenecked in a line somewhere. We want you to be able to get to exactly where you're trying to go as quickly as possible and as easily as possible. And so we're taking as many steps as we can to make that happen, because we want this to be. I mean, look, I go to San Diego Comic-Con every year. It's obligatory. It's like I've been doing it for like the last 17, 18 years, and it's one of those things where now I just kind of do it out of habit. But every time I get there, when I walk around, it's a nightmare trying to just go 4 feet. I mean, it takes you forever to get to anything. And we want to try to be the antithesis of that. We want to be the show that's accessible and that's easy to navigate.
Oh, and I agree, because I mean, we were at Sci-Fi Expo back in March, correct?
February.
February. Okay,
Yeah.
I keep getting my months mixed up. Yeah, and we got in. It was smooth. We got to do our thing. We met we sat down. We interviewed. We did our stuff. We walked through. I would say a difference, a year mix, because I mean it's getting bigger, it's getting better. You're bringing in a lot. I'm not saying you didn't bring great guests, but you're bringing in some really more awesome guests.
Yeah.
This go around. I just always kind of wondered about this, and this is just kind of talking the behind the scenes stuff. I don't know how much you can reveal or not, but let's talk about planning. For example, for this event, how long ago did you start planning for this?
Well, I would say maybe December of last year was when we really started to kind of get the ball rolling on it. And see, that's tough too, because we have a convention in between it. We have the February show. So it's one of those things where like we're working on May before February even gets here, and we're having to juggle a couple different things. So, and that's something that we're still talking about. That's one of the reasons why we may possibly move to a later date. Not much later, but just a little bit later, to give ourselves a little more, lead time on it. Plus the fact that in May, and this is something that local people don't really pick up on, but there's a lot of other events in May. There's Motor City Comic Con. There's Big Wow out in San Jose. There's there's several different events that go on in May that can potentially conflict with what we're doing. So we figure if we move to June, and my only stipulation about moving to June would be that one of my favorite shows out there, which is Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina, I would never ever want to step on their toes. But if we can find a way to where we can do it there in June and not conflict with them, I think we would absolutely move in that direction.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is there this underground understanding between cons that I did not know about until now?
No.
Okay.
That's the whole thing, is that most conventions do not communicate with one another. So it's really hard to know if someone's going to step on your toes or not. We publish our dates as far ahead of time as we can. In fact, if you go on the website right now, you can see the 2014 dates at DallasComicCon.com. But that might change, you know. And so what we try to do is we try to put them up there as early as possible. That way, if you were another convention promoter, you would have the option of being able to see if what we were doing was going to conflict with what you had potentially thought you were going to do, and vice versa. You know, unfortunately, a lot of other shows do not do that. So, for instance, next year, when I go to Heroes Con this year in Charlotte, I'm going to talk to Shelton, who runs that show, and I'm going to ask him, do you have any idea what dates you're going to do next year? That way we can try to plan around that and not conflict with him on the same weekend.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, in all honesty, most convention promoters do not communicate that, so we don't really know.
It's sounded, you know, like something you would want to do, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, I would say it would help everybody else as a whole. You know when you're getting folks who you can get, you know, when you got scheduled. Plus, you know, you're mentioning here Texas in May, especially Dallas in May. There's a lot next weekend in particular, a lot going on.
Yeah, we're going to be at the Irving Convention Center 2 weekends in a row.
That's right. We're going to be at.
We'll plug that later.
We'll plug it later on, but yeah, we're going to be there for two solid weekends. But I mean, there's all sorts of weird festivals going on this time of year. You've got all these
Byron
Nelson's going on, the Colonial.
I won't be playing in the Byron Nelson this year. Just
this year, though.
Just this year?
I'm just much too busy. They asked, I just said no.
Okay, VJ, let's get back to the game.
Hey, I'm half black and half Asian. Watch me.
So what? Who cares?
But I don't cheat on my wife, so I'm not that good. Anyway.
I've avoided saying that track.
I don't know where the offensive part of that was. There was an offensive piece in there somewhere, but I don't know which part of it was.
For that, let's go to Rob.
No, we'll have to.
I know what the offensive part was.
Okay.
We'll have to talk about Bobby Frisky and his faux pas.
Oh, you know.
But anyway.
The same thing I thought.
Bobby Frisky? That sounds like somebody Jimmy Palmiotti knows.
Yeah, Bobby's a friend of ours.
Bobby Frisky back in Jersey.
You know the guy with the big knuckles, you know?
Yes, Bobby Frisky.
You know,
the little guy with the bald head.
Used to feed the cats.
You know, whack that guy back in 76. You know that guy, right? I do that pretty well. Anyway.
Yes, you do too well.
Dallas Comic Con is just like exploded, and now, I mean, like when we were there interviewing people, we were surprised at how far people had come to this thing. It was like, see, you have that with like New York Comic Con, you have that with San Diego Comic Con. It's really, really cool that it's now Dallas Comic Con. I like that.
Well, I think what's happening is I think people are realizing, because for years you had people that would make the effort to go to New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con, and they would fly from all over. And I think they started to realize that trip, for the most part, was a lot of money that kind of went nowhere, because they would get to one of those shows and it's like, there's 100,000 other people here that I got to try to wait in line with. Whereas now you could come to a place like Dallas and you could get everything you want, you know, probably not spend as much money. I mean, the hotels are damn sure cheaper here than they are in, say, San Diego or any other place. I mean, even going to like Heroes Con, which I love, in Charlotte, North Carolina, you can't get a hotel room for less than $200 a night.
No.
Whereas in Dallas, you know, you can find a nice hotel for like $79.99 a night.
And that is one good thing about the Urban Convention Center. There are quite a
lot of hotels
around the area.
Yeah. Yep. More coming.
Oh yeah, they are building more. I wonder, what are they doing with that parking lot across the street from the Urban?
Well, besides
parking, the parking was awesome.
There is actually going to be a hotel directly across from the convention center that apparently is going to be connected with the convention center, but it's like an 18-month project, and I think they just announced it 3 months ago, so we still got 15 months to go on that.
Well, even Dallas does have the capability to host something like that. Hope something like this.
But you know what I love? I love the fact that we moved into a place that is expanding, because, you know, there were the other places that we used to do, like Richardson or Plano, there was no room for expansion. There was no way you could add on to it. Whereas where we are, there's so much open land. There's no limit to what they could do there.
Yeah, off to the south of the building, to the where normally we park.
Yeah,
there's plenty of room out there. So. Oh
yeah, absolutely. No, it's. Well, because I know they're also trying to build that entertainment center right out by I think in your general area. Is that where they're building right over there?
Yeah, they want to build a whole new crop of shopping center type things and stuff around there. I mean, they see the potential for it, and I think that, not to toot our horn on this, but I think that in some ways our events are kind of helping build excitement for that area, to where they see, like, you know, when you have stuff like this that's drawing attention to this particular part of town, this is when you need to start building up and making more exciting things here. This is why you need to build up new shopping centers and new hotels and things like that to really generate growth in that area. And you know, Dallas Comic-Con, like you said, it's becoming a hotspot. It's becoming something that everybody knows about now. I mean, we just did our first exclusive action figure for this show.
What?
It's a Funko Pop Reverse Flash toy.
Yep.
And that thing's going to be sold out before the
Convention
first day.
exclusives now.
It'll be sold out probably by the first day. I guarantee it. And you know, and it's amazing to us because when you agree to do something like that, you don't know how it's going to go over. You don't know if it's going to be a flop or a dud. And so when we find out that this thing has been selling like hotcakes, and you know, even with advance orders, then that makes us think, okay, well, you know, maybe there's a lot more to this than what we thought there was, or maybe this is a much bigger thing than we assumed it was. And so, you know, it's just going to get bigger and better from here on out.
And we've always seen good feedback from the shows. Of course, now it's kind of getting to that point where people are like, oh, it's getting crowded now again. But didn't Irving Convention Center do something for you this time around? I thought were they going to open up another floor or something? I thought I saw something about that on a Facebook.
Well, no, what we've started doing now is, especially because with Texas weather, you just never know what it's going to be like. You don't know if it's going to be hot or rainy or what's going to be going on.
As we know, spring didn't start until May this year.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So what we do now is we've actually, the first floor of the parking lot, we actually line up people in the first floor, and they put food stanchions and things in there.
Yes,
so that
worked out real well last time.
And that way people, if it is really hot, they don't have to wait in the sun, and or if it's raining, they don't have to wait in the rain. You know, so it's things like that we're, you know, taking steps and taking initiative to, again, try to make it as comfortable as possible for the fans. I mean, you know, I look at it this way: any event that you go to of any sizable, you know, capacity like this, you're always going to have those moments of having to wait in line and the uncomfortableness that it takes to get into it.
That comes with it.
Yeah, I mean, you go to any football game or baseball game, it's the same thing. So we want to try to make that experience as easygoing as possible for the fans, and you know, and at the same time keep the cost low. I mean, it's amazing to me. Like it's $5 to park at Irving Convention Center. People complain about that, and I'm like, did you guys ever go to a Cowboy game? It's like $40 to park.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
kidding.
crazy, you know. But you know, that kind of feeds into the whole, you're never going to make everybody happy.
Well,
there's always going to be somebody that's going to complain.
What would you say was the biggest complaint from the show that you guys were able to overcome?
Oh, I think having people having to wait in line outside. I think that was the number one thing, because when we did this last year, that contingency plan was not in place, and we never really even thought about it because we'd never had. I mean, I'll never forget Ben Stevens and I when we put these things together. There was a moment last year where we were upstairs and Ben said, "Hey, come here for a minute," and we looked out the window. And all we could see, we were on the third floor looking down, all we could see were lines everywhere, just lines. And I was like, what is this? And he goes, that's the line to get in. And I was like, you got to be kidding me, because we'd never seen anything like that before. And the line was literally like going all up and down the stairs of the convention center, all around the convention center.
Yep.
And it was hot, you know, and so I think that was the moment where we basically said, we've got to do something about this, and we got to figure out a way to, at the very least, get these people out of the heat. And
it was a simple solution, but one that, you know, I like that you guys saw it and took a personal kind of.
And it's not just the parking lot situation. I mean, we've got more cashiers now. We've got this is why we do advanced ticket sales online, because we want people to have the opportunity to just walk in. We've got a great system in place now with barcodes, where they walk up, they have a barcode that they get in their email when they buy a ticket online. They walk up with the barcode, it gets scanned, you walk right in, you're done. And it couldn't be easier. So it kind of amazes me that more people don't do this.
Yeah.
It's that good of a system.
I did actually get an extra ticket, and I deleted the email with the barcode, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do when I get there.
Just email us again. We'll get it
He's
back.
a meathead.
I'll do that then. What?
You're a meathead.
Meathead.
Quiet, you.
So all in the Family reference?
Gremlin?
Yeah.
Yes. Date yourself.
Gremlin. Was that a reference to
No, Chris is
the Twilight Zone episode where William Shatner saw something on the wing of the plane and it was a gremlin? Was that what you were going for?
Rob, would you like to fill this one, since you were the one that came up with it? I love how you said that on air one time coming on. You when I was late to get into the show, and Rob just like, Chris had touched something and caused stuff to not
I did
work.
not touch it. I did not gremlin us, sir.
So as soon as
They're making me look bad,
you
sir.
also, do you think I don't go back and look at shows and see you saying Jason broke something, and then Rob just immediately jumps? He's like, dude, you're like a freaking gremlin. Everything
Jason
you touch
broke the
just
damn
breaks.
hell out of everything around here.
You tried to blame me on air. Like
I blame you
like
for
I
everything.
wasn't going to go back and look at the episode.
You know who? You know we can blame him for everything.
No, we can't.
World War II. Yeah, it's
But
Jason's fault.
I fix stuff when I've been drinking. That's how all the gear starts working.
That's the best time to fix
I fixed the
stuff.
Skype while I was drinking. I fixed the music
Drunk
while I was
fixing.
drinking. I'm like a savant when it comes to this stuff. I don't know. But
He's a drunk savant.
I am. We've been out to the events. You guys have been good enough to get us in. We usually take the crew down there. We do interviews to everybody. We have a great. We walk around. We get to see the sites.
Hey, what'd you guys think about the cosplay carpet?
Yes,
That was my idea.
It was a very interesting addition. I liked it.
we
Absolutely.
didn't get over in time to like see people walking the carpet.
We're gonna do it even bigger this time around. So,
Okay. Well, we'll have 2 cameras next time, so we'll be able to split our.
well, my whole concept behind that was because sometimes the cosplayers that come to the show, I mean, obviously when you do a costume contest, you can only take so many entries, and inevitably there's going to be people that don't make it in. But at the same time, we feel like the cosplayers
Cosplay. Shut up.
we feel like cosplayers are a big part of what we do, and so we wanted to find a way, like, how can we honor these guys and make them feel special for what they're doing? Because I mean, a lot of work goes in that stuff, and
Yes.
I thought, and I, because of what I do with BigFanboy.com, I go to a lot of red carpets, and we have celebrities walking the carpet, and I thought, why can't we have like a red carpet just for the cosplayers, like to where these guys can walk the carpet and have all the press photographers line up and get photos of them, and all the fans too. It's the perfect opportunity for everybody to get like the best possible photos of the
plus
show.
you get to walk a red carpet.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just the simple,
It was a huge hit when we did it last time.
I saw a lot of feedback about that, and I thought it was a really cool. At first, when I heard about it, I was like, cosplay red carpet. That kind of sounds kind of interesting. But just the reaction that people got from that. If you get to walk a red carpet with people taking pictures of you Hollywood style.
I mean, the thing is, like, for our world, people like that, those are our celebrities.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they may be nobody in regular life. They're just working 9 to 5, just
flipping burgers
toiling away. But when a convention comes up and they put their suits on,
dude,
they're
Let me tell you something. When like Dallas Observer or Dallas Morning News or any of the major newspapers or the news outlets come out to cover us, they don't take pictures of celebrities and they don't take pictures of the dealers. They take pictures of the people in costume.
Yep.
Because to them, it's like, this is Comic-Con. This is what makes Dallas Comic-Con.
And I get that feeling. I mean, like I do a couple of cosplays, but when I pulled up on my motorcycle dressed as Snake Eyes,
he's going to tell this story again.
I have to tell you this because I think I told you this at the show, but you're like the first Snake Eyes video that you did where you were interviewing people. That video, and if people haven't seen that, you should go to YouTube and just look up Snake Eyes Dallas Comic Con. But that is so funny to watch, and I love how many people get it, and I love how many people don't get it.
it was an awkward thing because there were a couple people. Yeah, you're right. A couple of people got it. The one that got it the most was the last interview we did, Taffa the Darling.
Yes.
She picked up on that and just like, I didn't tell her anything. I just started talking. She's like, oh, hey, and just, she was the best response out of everybody.
Yeah.
And that one crazy guy who was dressed as Batman, I don't know what that was kind of weird. Anyway.
So my hat off to you, sir, for coming up with a clever idea like that.
Yes, sir.
That was done with my good buddy.
Snake Eyes should do all interviews.
That's
that
our
was done with my
plan
good
for
buddy
this.
Luke Hawkins on his Pop Culture Overload site. He came up with the idea, and as soon as he pitched the idea to me, I was like, "Oh, so we're doing this? That's it. We're doing this." And it did go over real well, especially people that were outside in the line.
Yeah,
they really dug the whole interview because people were sitting around laughing while we were doing that.
So my question to you is, when you do that, like, does Luke or somebody go up and basically say, "Hey, we want to do an interview with you on camera," to where like you don't tell them ahead of time how this is going to go down, so they don't know until the second that you've got the microphone and you're standing in front of them?
We did it with a couple of people,
Yeah.
and then a couple people just got it.
Yeah,
they got it. There were a couple people like how, but it was funny. The ones that actually knew the character Snake Eyes,
Right.
they were like, "But how is he going to interview me dressed as Snake Eyes? Because he can't talk." And just you want to hug them because they get it.
Yeah.
It's like, you come here, you get. I don't know. People love the Snake Eyes costume, and I love dressing up in it.
Right.
Because I'm a cosplayer. Y'all don't get it. All right, y'all don't get it.
I haven't cosplayed yet. No.
Yeah, I just go every time I go to Comic-Con. I go as Harvey Picar. That's my outfit. I'm wearing my Harvey Picar outfit.
I thought we agreed like you were gonna try some cosplay.
I was supposed to do Afro Samurai.
Yes,
but I haven't got the stuff yet.
The Afro.
A show that we both like. I'm surprised you didn't use this one, but Jefferson Twilight from the Venture Brothers.
Oh yeah, no, I actually thought about that one.
You're gonna kill black vampires? Right on.
Blackulas, okay.
Blackulas.
Right. God, racist.
Well, and Blackulas.
I thought you'd call them blampires, but that's just me.
Mark Walters, ladies and gentlemen.
This is why we wanted Mark to come back on the show because we always have a good time with
It
Mark.
sounds less offensive than Blackulas. I mean, you know.
I don't know. Are we what?
Although Blackula is a masterpiece, by the way.
Yes,
we
it
should
is.
say.
How about its sequel, Scream Blackula Scream?
Well, not
so much.
except Eddie Murphy's take on the vampire.
Oh, Vampire in Brooklyn?
Brooklyn?
Wow,
Good
no,
God.
that was a low point there.
You horrible person, Eddie Murphy. But anyway,
Do we have any viewer questions?
Any questions, dirty jokes in the channel?
no, I did open it up for questions though. But we're still just talking.
Yeah. So,
Here we go.
I'm gonna bring up some more guests. We're gonna talk about more of the guest here.
No. Now's the time,
Dude.
Mark tells us a funny story about a guest.
Well, we can. Well,
I have a great one.
why don't you spill that story for us, sir? Tell us a story.
Well, since we were talking about William Shatner earlier, William Shatner was recently in town for the Texas Lottery. The Texas Lottery
we were down there.
introduced the scratch-off Star Trek lottery ticket. And so the impetus of this thing was that Shatner was going to come in town. He was going to scratch off the first Star Trek ticket. And he made this big joke about how, you know, the words scratch off sounds like it could be like an expletive, like you tell someone to scratch off, you know, if you don't like them. Anyway, long story short, and I should preface this by saying the first time I ever met Bill, well, I'd met Bill a few times, but the first time I ever like did a conversation or like an interview with him, we did a brief little interview, and he had told me about how this was before we ever had him for a show. He said that one of his great dogs was from Texas. You know where I'm going with this?
we talked. You told me this story at the
I haven't heard this story.
Star Trek thing.
At the Star Trek
You
thing.
told me this
right.
story, but go ahead.
Okay. So that was like 5 years ago or 6 years ago or something like that when we did that. I don't even remember how long ago it was. And Bill's one of those people that like he meets so many people that I never expect anybody's going to remember me when they see me. So I just assume he's going to look at me like any other journalist or reporter or whatever. So we were doing like some little interviews and things after he did the scratch off deal. And I kicked it off and I said, so Bill, with the first time we ever met, you had told me about how one of your great dogs was from here. So I know you have a connection with the area and everything. And he proceeds to go into this tale about how the owner that he got the dog from had the tragic side of it was that the owner had committed suicide. But then he says but they preserved the dog's semen. And I'm kind of sitting there like, did he just say dog semen? Like, did I just hear that correctly? And then he proceeds for the next 3 minutes or so, which in interview time is an eternity, to talk about dog semen. Like literally like talking about how his dog's semen had been fertilized or had been harvested, and this guy's dog's semen had been harvested, and then he says, as if that's not funny enough, he goes, so then they were going to get a bitch, and like starts talking about what he's going to do with the dog semen. Yeah. Well, it's, you know what, in the context, it's all pretty safe, but he's telling all this, and I'm just, and the funny thing is that this is kind of like a sort of like a roundtable press junket type of thing. There's other reporters. They're all shoving. Oh God, they're all shoving
like that.
just like that. They're all shoving their microphones in, trying to get a sound bite for like the nightly news or something. And all I can think the whole time is these guys can't use any of this. Like I'm going to be able to use this whole thing.
How many reporters are we talking in the
We're
room?
talking at like 10 or 12 reporters. And you know that they can't use
Were they just
any
like
of
looking
that.
around like, oh, God.
Yeah, they're literally like looking at each other like,
Give us a Star Trek
why is
story
Bill
or
Shatner
something.
talked about his bitch.
Yeah, why is he talking about dog semen? And so and even Bill at one point says, he starts kind of laughing and he looks at one of the reporters and goes, this is a great Star Trek story, isn't it? You know, and it was just very funny, and it was just this great moment. And so anyway, we talked about that. We talked about some other stuff. He plugged Dallas Comic-Con, and then at the end, you know, I kind of chatted with him for a minute, and he actually did say, he said, I'm glad we were able to work in, mentioning Dallas Comic Con and everything. So Bill is, if nothing else, he's great at he understands the concept of spreading the word and getting it out there and letting people know where he's going to be. So that was kind of cool that he took the time to do that, even if it took 3 minutes of talking about dog semen to get to that point. But yeah, I mean, come on, what a great what a great story.
Now, you told us last time. You told us the funny story about Stan Lee, but I was actually,
what was that story? Do you remember?
It was the Hooters thing.
Oh, the Hooters. Yeah.
Yes, Mark took. In case Rob, you weren't here. Mark took Stan Lee to Hooters.
To his first Hooters.
Yes. After
he didn't know what Hooters was.
Please, because we don't have that broadcast anymore.
Yeah,
but tell us what his reaction was when you told him. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, we're at a convention, and it came time for us to go to lunch, and I hop in the car with Stan, and I said, "Where do you want to go, Stan?" This is 1997 in Mesquite, Texas, by the way. And so he said, "Well, what's around here?" And I said, "Well, there's, like a Bennigan's, a Chili's, there's Olive Garden. I mean, it was like a big restaurant row type of area." And then I said, there's a Hooters. And he goes, "Well, what's that?" And I said, "Oh, well, Hooters is a place where you can get really mediocre food served to you by hot-looking women in really skimpy outfits." And Stan goes, "That sounds great. Let's go there." And we go to Hooters.
You listening out there? Yes, Mark just shattered your dream.
Yes, I did. Yes,
no,
I did.
love that. That makes Stan Lee cooler in my book.
The best. Well, here's the best part about it, which I think I did tell you guys this part too, was that, keep in mind, this is 1997, so this was before all the big Marvel movies like Spider-Man and things like that had started hitting. So Stan Lee was still a little bit obscure in terms of the pop culture, vernacular. People didn't know who Stan Lee was. And so the waitress that's waiting on us on Hooters, who was really blasé. At one point, I stepped away from the table, and she stops me, and she goes, "That guy that's with you, is he somebody?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, he is." I said, "Have you ever heard of Spider-Man?" She's like, "No." I know, my inner fanboy's screaming. And she goes, I said, "Have you ever heard of Fantastic Four?" She goes, "No."
What the hell?
She's a bleach blonde Hooters waitress. What do you think's
I'm
gonna
not
happen?
judging. I'm not.
So then finally, I said, "Okay, have you ever heard of the X-Men?" She goes, "Is that the one with the guy with the claws?" I'm like, "Yes, Wolverine." And she says, "Yeah, I think my little cousin likes that or something." And I was like, "Okay, well, that guy over there is the reason that all those characters exist. Basically, he was the one that kind of helped usher all that into the comic book industry, and so he's very, very famous in the comic book realm." And she just like, "Oh, okay." She could not have cared less. But at some point, she obviously went and told some of the other waitresses, because then one by one, all the waitresses began to come up to the table and say to Stan something like, "Oh, I just wanted to shake your hand." And Stan was just like, "Oh, well, give me a hug." And he started like hugging him. And so by the end of the visit, like myself and Stan, we ended up taking like a big group photo with like all the Hooters waitresses, and it may still be on the wall somewhere in Mesquite, Hooters, Texas. But
we need to go to Mesquite Hooters.
I just love the fact that the one girl in that place that cared nothing about Stan Lee was our waitress. Like we got every other waitress in that place thought it was cool that he was there, but the one girl that was actually waiting on us could not have cared less. So, but yeah, Stan was great, and it was a great moment, and he was regaling us with all these wonderful stories of old Marvel days and things like that. So
you never hear a bad story about Stan Lee. Just I don't know what it is. It's just Stan.
Well, and there's a big.
And why didn't he come this year?
Well, the short answer to that is that he's going to Motor City Comic Con, and Stan is the guy's 90 years old. He's kind of reached that point in his life now where he can't just do tons and tons and tons of shows anymore, so he's got to spread out those appearances. Yeah. We're going to try to get him back in October. I think it's about 90% a done deal, so we'll probably... But that said, we've had him 3 times in the last 2 years. Most shows don't get him once a year. So
I won't stand in Dallas, okay?
Well, I mean, since he's got a new arc reactor, I mean, he should be ready to go.
He could be here picking up a package of grapes for all I care, as long as he's in Dallas.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite moments of any like convention thing that we've ever done was when we had him in October of last year. I got to host his Q&A, and we had a really great time, and Stan actually came up to me afterwards and was very complimentary and said, that was a wonderful Q&A. You asked great questions, and I really had fun doing it. And I don't know, it was kind of one of those things where you get jaded when you do this stuff for a long time, because you see so many of these types of people. But I think that was one moment for me that it was just kind of a personal, I just melted inside, like, having Stan kind of pull me aside and really pay me that compliment. So
hey, and I understand if you're getting jaded about it, there's always, I will
Snake Eyes will step in
and then host any celeb thing that you need me to do. Hey, if it must fall upon my shoulders.
Hey, we've already done a panel or two in our time.
I was awesome on my panel, by the way.
I was pretty good on mine.
I was awesome on mine.
I did one last week, but it was.
I never saw yours. So.
Yeah. Who was your panel with?
We did a panel at AllCon with a bunch of other podcasters. They wanted me on the panel, and it was we were there with our friends from the Nerd Show.
Ben Ben Stevens.
Ben is hot. By the way, Ben is hot at me.
Why is Ben hot at you now?
Me and Ben are both Ninja Turtles fans.
Oh, okay.
And he was getting on Thaddeus about how what's her face is playing April O'Neil.
Oh, Megan Fox.
And he hates the fact that Megan Fox is playing April O'Neil.
Why?
He just does not like her. Ask Ben Steve. Ask him about.
Ask him next week. See what he says.
April O'Neil being played by Megan Fox.
Who would he rather have play April O'Neil?
To hear from Ben, anybody.
Really?
So. I know it sets him off. I know it sets him off. So they had a picture of Megan Fox on set, and I went and posted on his Facebook page. I was like, I'm just going to leave this here. The next thing that comes up is just rage. And I just go, my work is done here.
Poor
then he mentions, I'm going to see you next week, 2 weekends from now. I'm like,
But in all seriousness, if you were making a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, who would you cast out of the people in Hollywood right now? Who would you cast as April O'Neil?
Well, they're clearly going.
Hard call.
They're clearly going with the more comic cartoon age group, because I really love the new cartoon. It's completely awesome to me. But I mean,
who would I go with?
Chloe Moretz.
Chloe Moretz.
She's a little young, though, don't you think? Doesn't April need to be like in her 20s?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I can't think of her last name, but Robin from Kobe Smulders. Sorry.
That's interesting. She's probably a little older than I would have picked, but yeah.
I would say the always fun and foul-mouthed Aubrey Plaza for me.
That would be interesting. I could get on board with that.
I can see that one.
I could get on board with that.
What about... as long as we're just going for the cute factor. What about
Zoe Deschanel? She's just too loopy for me, man.
What about Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
I could swing with that.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
Yeah,
I'd hit that.
It kind of surprises me they didn't go in that direction.
Yeah, I fell in love with her in freaking Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
who didn't?
So.
Yeah,
because I thought I heard you say something else that you regularly say about women that you like. Something like hitting them at some point. in a certain point.
Folks, I do not say that.
Mark, this is where the show begins to devolve, my friend.
This is where it falls apart.
Yeah,
right?
The train just goes right off the freaking cliff.
And that was the moment where it got really uncomfortable.
We're filling up an hour, and then we're going to take our break.
No. What were we talking about? Turtles. Yeah, what was it? Will Arnett is playing...
I don't care. But we're not going to even talk about that. We're talking about Dallas Comic Con and
something like that. I don't know.
The first hour is the guest.
We are talking about with the guest. So anyways, let's talk about other guests you are having at the big show.
Let's talk about us getting an interview with Nathan Fillion.
Oh, God. No, I can't even get an interview with Nathan Fillion.
How is that possible?
You're helping run this damn thing.
Nathan is... here's the thing. When you get to be... Because I don't think people understand, like everybody's asked us for years to book Nathan Fillion, and everybody wants to see him, but it's not easy booking a guy like that when you have like a hit TV series and everybody wants a piece of the guy. Everybody wants a piece of him, and so I think we were lucky that we got him at all. We were trying to see if we could get him to do a couple of interviews to promote the show and whatnot, but the guy's just got so much on his plate, and in fact He actually just today, or I guess last night, backed out of his Wizard World Philly appearance because I think he got a gig that's going to conflict with that. And so we were just kind of like, oh God, please don't let us, don't let this affect us. And I don't think it will. But the guy's just so busy, and he is basically, well, not even so much him, but I think his people have kind of turned down pretty much all interview requests, and I understand it because guys like that. How do you pick one? If you were just going to have him do one,
pick us. Pick us because we're cool guys.
Well, okay.
So Rob's not going to let you leave now because we'll talk about that off air because we're gonna.
Okay, but anyways,
hit
let's
Mark for like interviews.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk
beg and
additional
plead
guests
off
here.
camera.
Bring me the knife,
Dude. I gotta tell you, this year you've
It's a
hit the
huge
lottery.
guest list.
Quite literally.
I have it up over here.
I'm thinking, the dynamic duo of John Noble and Jessica Nicole from Fringe.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've got LeVar Burton, who look, LeVar Burton reading Rainbow. I need to shake the man's hand.
Yeah.
I do too.
I just need to shake his hand and say thank you for reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
Well, of course,
He should have been in that
Brent
PBS Avengers
Spiner.
thing they did. Have you seen Gritty Reboot's PBS Avengers Takeoff? It's been on YouTube. They were
No,
trying.
I guess not.
Check it out later on. Gritty Reboots is on YouTube. They did a PBS Avengers that had, let's see, Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers, Carl Sagan, and who was the other guy? I can't. Anyways,
Ernie Hudson's going to be there. One of the nicest
Yes!
guys out there.
the man who knows a
Ernie's
great cheeseburger.
He's really great.
We got
He's
Brent Spiner, Gates McFadden. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's the one I want, Gates McFadden.
Gates McFadden?
Yes, give me an interview with Gates
Well,
McFadden.
We might be able to make that happen.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
I promise not to.
How about how about Ian Griffin? That's right.
Yoan Griffith.
Yoan Griffin.
Yeah, that's a tough name.
He's Welsh.
because
It's
that
hard.
name does not look anything like what it sounds like, and the only reason I know is because I interviewed him back when he did a movie called Amazing Grace, which
I've
was
seen that.
right before the second Fantastic Four movie came out, and that he is genuinely like one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and he's incredibly talented. Did you ever see any of the Horatio Hornblower movies that he did? Like I think it was like a BBC stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's really
you
terrific
didn't see
in that.
those. Quit lying.
Actually, I think they were on A&E. They were on A&E. They're really good. And he's also in one of my wife's favorite films.
Which one?
102 Dalmatians.
Is he really?
That's right. He's in 102 Dalmatians.
Oh my God! Wow, I didn't know
We've
that.
also got hold on. Oh, Jason David Frank.
Yes, Jason
MMA,
David Frank. Yeah.
Current MMA artist and former Power Ranger.
Yes.
Catherine Sutherland, who was also a Power Ranger.
You know what I love about Jason David Frank is he's one of those guys that he
doesn't kill you with a fist.
he seems like I haven't actually met him in person, but he seems like an incredibly nice guy. But he actually goes out there and he promotes himself. Like he will go on our Facebook page and say, "Hey, everybody, looking forward to seeing you guys at the show." And it's like, how many of these guys do that? Nobody does that.
I actually did arrange for us to get an interview with him, with Jason David Frank, and then they said they'd be willing to. Yeah.
that
We're
would
hooked
be
up.
perfect.
Yes, he was my dude.
Green Ranger.
Jason David Frank was the reason I grew a ponytail back in the '90s. Seriously.
Because
You had a ponytail?
Yeah, I told
after
him.
talking to the MMPR guys last week, I'd really like to talk to him.
Oh yeah, the MMPR
Or
guys.
at least
Also-
we're gonna
get some
get to
filming
their.
done with them.
Hey man. Also, your favorite one of your favorite actors is going to be there.
Let's just hear the joke, Chris. Come
It's
on.
not a joke.
What?
It's true.
What, Chris?
I know you love Andrew McCartney, man.
McCarthy.
He loved him in
You
Lesson
were just
Zero.
Screwing up every freaking person.
Lesson Zero. St. Elmo's
Elmo's
Fire. What's the
Mannequin.
Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Mannequin.
and Mannequin 2, as well as Weekend at Bernie's and Weekend at Bernie's 2.
No, he wasn't in
Or
Mannequin
no, he's not
2.
in Mannequin 2.
That
That's
was William
Jonathan.
Ragsdale. I thought that was Jonathan or
Jonathan, the single guy.
And there was just a massive amount
who am
of
I
artists.
thinking of?
I
Steve
thought William
Irwin.
Ragsdale was in Mannequin 2.
Hey, remember Steve Irwin?
You mean the
artist Steve Irwin, who
Oh.
drew that for me?
Oh, I thought you meant Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
I'm about to throw a beer bottle at you. Anyway, no, he's
That's
gonna-
really
know
nice.
Steve.
That's really nice, by the way.
Steve did that for us.
He did that for me after an interview I did because I was kind of gushing during the interview.
And he
Now, we got
broke
Sam
it.
De La Rosa art up there, and he comes back like not even 20 minutes after the interview and gave me that, and I'm sitting there just like,
That's awesome.
because I'm a huge comic.
He's
fan.
local and he's cool.
Yes,
You know, Steve, when I first started going, because my experience in the whole comic book convention realm started in the 90s. I oddly enough, I grew up reading Mad and Cracked magazine. I never read comic books. And then in 1990, I got into comic books with a vengeance. And within 3 months, I had like 20 long boxes filled with comics. I mean, I was playing catch up, basically.
Damn.
But one of the very first conventions I ever went to, I met Steve, and it was right when he was doing, I guess, Deathstroke the Terminator at the time.
yes,
Which I loved. I always thought his work on that,
that was my
so
favorite.
good.
Yes, that was why he drew that for me.
And yeah, he was such a cool guy. He did a sketch for me back then, and it was great. And I mean, he's one of my favorite like local artists that we have, at a lot of the shows. And some of these guys, I mean, honest to God, I just, if I can, I want to have them at every show, even though I think sometimes I run the risk of kind of wearing them out on people. But like Kerry Gamble, I think, is one of the best Superman artists there ever was. And so anytime I can get him at a show, it's great to have him there. And You know, and plus we just added Joe Rubenstein, who is like probably one of the one of the hardest working inkers in the comic book industry, and this guy has inked everybody from Frank Miller, Todd McFarlane, John Byrne, George Perez, you name it. And I was talking to Kerry Gamble recently, and I said, hey, didn't Joe Rubenstein ink you on like Power Man and Iron Fist? And he goes, yeah, he inked me on that and like the official handbook to the Marvel Universe. And so like Joe Rubenstein is the Kevin Bacon of the comic book industry, I think. You know, he's worked on everybody at some point. So that'll be kind of cool having him there too. But yeah, it's a great lineup. And John Romita Jr., you know, we since we mentioned that, I mean, with Kick-Ass 2 coming out in August, you know, he's also executive producing that, and he's doing an exclusive Kick-Ass print for us. So that'll be the first time that, to my knowledge, it'll be the first time that he's ever done a Kick-Ass print for any show. I could be wrong about that, but I mean, I know there's been, you know, like movie posters and things like that were produced for shows, but I don't think he's ever done an exclusive piece of artwork for a convention before. So that'll be kind of a cool thing for us to have, and that'll be available at our DCC shop where look for the big signs that say sold out. That'll be where it's at. So the DCC shop will be open Friday at 2 and closed Friday at 2:30. So
but the show we're seeing the DCC Friday starting at 1 p.m. Is that open?
No, it's the box office opens at 1 p.m. Oh, okay. The show actually opens at 2. It's open 2 to 8.
Oh, I see. Okay.
2 to 8 on Friday, 11 to 7 on Saturday, and 11 to 5 on Sunday. And all the information is there on the website if you need to look it up. Also, we always try to direct people to our Facebook page because we are constantly posting updates on our Facebook page.
Yes, you guys do.
Most of our announcements hit there before they hit anywhere else.
And you can also get the opportunity to win passes and everything through their Facebook page as well.
Yeah, we do some contests from time to time. I'm not sure if we're doing any more of that before the show, but we may throw one last one up there just for fun.
Okay.
So,
Rob, you were saying something. Huh? Oh, dude. Does anybody want to pass out there?
I want one.
Could that happen?
Ha ha ha.
Could we do that? We're not going to put him on the spot like that.
We'll talk at the break.
Right, he didn't bring any.
You darn kids.
He came out to hang out with us.
These darn viewers, I tell you, man. needy.
I didn't mean to say that.
I will say this. I noticed you have the Art of Akira exhibit. It's going to be there as well.
Oh, well, bad news. That's probably going to get pushed to October.
Oh, man.
Joe Peacock, who brings that in for us, he's going through some personal issues right now, so he's not going to be able to make it. But I told him, I said, if we can do it in October, it still would keep us under the whole 25th anniversary of Akira. So we're going to try to see if we can move that to October. That literally just happened like yesterday. So, yeah.
Man. Well,
you know what? All kinds of announcements here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting the latest news from this guy right here.
But you know, we've got other cool exhibits.
We just need to get Mark on the show more often.
We've got the Robotech exhibit. We've got
what?
Yeah, Robotech. Yeah, if you like Robotech, you got to be there. We've also got a cool exhibit called the what's it called? Funny Pages, which is going to be a bunch of original Sunday Funnies artwork. Like, you know, it's going to be several different pieces all published on a Sunday in newspapers across the country, and I think that's going to be really cool to see that stuff in person because a lot of people don't get a chance to see, you know, original artwork from stuff like that. So
I think that's kind of cool, absolutely. And you got I mean,
if you got Calvin and Hobbes, I'm in.
Oh, I got a picture of that. That product is currently not available. Sorry, I was going to go try the.
Oh yes, and also there is
the first exclusive.
He wanted to show Reverse Flash to everybody.
Yeah, it's Reverse Flash. I can put it here. So there, boom, right on the.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah. Our first Funko Pop toy.
Nice.
And I can tell you right now that in October you'll be seeing some more Funko Pop exclusives. So
very cool.
It's the natural progression of things.
So
I'm sorry. What, Chris?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We started 10 minutes.
I'm sorry.
We started 10 minutes late. Well. That's right. We started 10 minutes later.
So,
My apologies.
Keep going. Well, we got,
okay.
Like 7 minutes till break or something.
Okay, so let's see.
So, okay. Well, we do want to close out. This is Mark Walters.
The great Mark Walters.
Event coordinator for Dallas Comic Con. Also, check out Mark's site, bigfanboy.com.
And Mark, you want to hang out with us for the next hour? Yeah,
we're going to go through some super cool nerd
You want
news.
to talk some movies of summer 2013 with us as well?
Yeah, we could do that. That'd be fun.
Rob is going to rage with another edition of Oh Hell No.
How does that go, Jason?
Huh?
How does that go?
We're not going to spoil it. That happens during the segment. We'll go over that.
That's right.
But Rob's got a good one this week that nerds around the world that we have been kind of raging at this, and only Rob can truly
Rob will hurt people.
No, but we can't. This is a good opportunity. We'll go ahead and go to break. We're going to play some music. We'll be right back. Mark Waltz is going to join us for the rest of the show. Mark, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Mark.
Absolutely.
I know that because you're extremely busy right now. This was like, I did not expect
You made time for us.
I expect
You're
you to
our
say,
friend.
You really thought I was going to like email you today and say I can't make it or whatever.
no, I thought from the get-go you were going to say, you're out of your damn mind. You know what I'm doing in 2 weeks? No, I'm not coming on your show.
Yeah.
I'll catch you the week after.
Well, I mean, everybody check out DallasComicCon.com and our Facebook page, and you know, I appreciate you guys supporting us and being out there, and I think this will be a fun one. I hope.
We appreciate you having us out there. Most importantly,
yeah, it should be good.
They don't have to do that for us.
They don't have to.
No, y'all can't come out here.
No, I know. What? We can't come out now. Why?
Get your camera and get your microphone and get out of here.
we actually had a guy. I won't mention the outlet, but we actually did have to ban a guy after the last show. There's a guy got a little bit unruly.
It was Ben from the Nerd Show, wasn't it?
I knew it.
It was Ben from the Nerd Show, wasn't it?
Ben.
No, this guy was. I didn't see it, but from what I heard, it was pretty, just unprofessional. You know.
Was it the guy who punched out that one year?
The Con Creeper.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh, Con Creeper? No, I don't think it was him.
No, we're not going.
All right, let's hit the break. Let's go take a little air,
We're
kids.
gonna take 10. We're gonna listen to some sweet sounds of Adam Raw Rock. You guys are watching SCNS Live.
And keep on nerd. We'll be right back.
In a river of dreams, the men in road said had to be baptized, and so they took my head, doused it with holy water, shuffled me out to pasture. Time to find a gun because I'm so past the rapture. Addicted to salts, bigger and dim from within. My hands, they spark to metal, possessing you on a whim. That's what I do to Comstock and his men. Where I fly on the skyways past the Zeppelins. There's something more in the city than meets the eye, cause the people they smile, but they're so empty inside. In the Hall of Heroes, not how I remember it. Maybe a couple of memories crisscrossed. I'm hesitant to hear the stories they tell on the voxophone. All I hear is a knock on the door, but I'm not home. I'm somewhere far away from the place where you sit when they took the shackles off and my path it broke orbit. Welcome to Columbia, high in the sky, where history's kinda different here. So listen here, silver eagles in my pockets and a gun in my side. Grab your sky hooks, get ready to fly. Welcome to Columbia, high in the sky, where history's kinda different here. So listen here, silver eagles in my pockets and a gun at my side. Touch the infinite, so say your goodbye. Call me a false prophet by the mark on my hand. Bucking Bronco sends you down to the promised land. Undertow washed away the sin. Promises that I made to men who said that they could take away the debt I had. Shot jockey got the gondola coming. With a kiss from the devil, I cut y'all on fire. So now you're running. Send crows to pick the corpses where I dropped it. No charge, and let me take that silver out your pocket. Everybody want a piece of me because I broke through the defenses so easily. And never mind the nosebleed. Never mind my story, cause I'm here to get you out. Parlez-vous français, and yes, that's how. Yo, plan to fly away, and if we hide away long enough, then maybe you and I can see a brighter day. They say the city that never sleeps is on fire in 99, but right here in Columbia, the weather is fine. Welcome to Columbia, high in the sky, where history's kinda different here. So listen here, silver eagles in my pockets and a gun at my side. Grab your sky hooks, get ready to fly. Welcome to Columbia, high in the sky, where history's kinda different here. So listen here, silver eagles in my pockets and a gun at my side. Touch the infinite, so say your goodbye. Just like a girl, didn't know any better. Locked up serve cold. So what's a woman to do if she's ever so bold? Lost a child and a husband on the same day. Gun pushed to the side of her head, blown away. But now she's out with a target on her back. So it's only right, you know, that first she fights back. Wakes up from slumber, wipe the sleep from her eyes. Yeah, his name's Bud. You don't wanna know why. Wiggle her toes just a little bit till she learns how to walk again. Got a plan that's to find each of the deadly Viper assassination squad. Introduce them to their respective god. Look, she found Bernita with the deadly material that she got from inside of that box of Kaboom cereal. Knife straight to her chest, the name's crossed off, son. And now it's on to the next one. No name, call her the bride. Keeps the steel right by her side. Keeps the list with the names of 5. Deadly Viper, and the man they call Bill. No name, call her the bride. Keeps the steel right by her side. Keeps the list with the names of 5. Deadly Viper, and the man they call Bill. Got a plane to catch in the house of blue leaves. Now she's gotta deal with the crazy 88C. Silly rabbit, no tricks. Only swordplay and hand-to-hand combat. Huh, now who wants that? Sophie lost an arm and that kid lost his head. And the other sang crying home to mom instead. Go, go, she's swinging with the wushu technique. Little girl.
All right, guys. Hey, welcome back. It is time for round 2
Run
of SCNS Live. And we are opening this up with, we got to go ahead and get this out of the way because Rob and I have been, I'm just trying to find the sound.
I've been raging about this as well, sir.
I'm just trying to find my soundbite. I can't find my soundbite.
You're trying to find your drop, sir?
Whatever. Whatever you call it.
It's called a drop, sir.
Okay. No.
See, I used to
There
work at
it
radio.
is. It's a cough drop.
Sorry.
Get it?
Good one.
Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
Hey, try to fish.
Anyway, no, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for that segment presented by our own Entropy over here that we like to call.
Oh, hell no.
There you go.
Thank you.
What is that again?
Oh, hell no.
There you go.
You got to do the head thing when you do. Rob, please go into great detail about this travesty that has happened this week.
Okay, so we all know about the 2 things that's been going on in the news recently as far as us geeks go with EA and Disney.
Yeah.
One has been Disney buying out the whole Lucas franchise,
Yeah.
which at first, there was a lot of backlash to that. Not too bad, but people got accustomed to it.
People are warming up to it.
You're going to get the movies faster, whatever, blah blah blah. And the second one, our favorite freaking gaming company, EA.
EA?
Don't call him my favorite.
Now, I had to go to Jason the other day and ask
Oh,
him
man.
just how much penis did they have to suck
Wow.
to get that game license.
He went there, ladies and gentlemen.
The
It's going straight to
exclusive
hell.
game license to any Star Wars game coming out.
Oh, it is.
I mean, really? These guys were voted the worst company in the U.S. 2 years straight.
They even outranked Bank of America, apparently.
Well,
And they're
Video
pretty
game
damn
company?
bad.
yeah, they're pretty freaking bad.
Yeah.
And now they have exclusive rights to any Star Wars game.
I figure unless they're playing football or something as the characters, this game's going to be bad.
Everything's going to be bad. It's because EA loves their DRM, which actually screws up the game for the people who want to buy the game. Let's not even talk about SimCity.
I know.
Carrying on. Again, how many loads did they have to swallow?
Oh, God.
Loads of laundry.
Loads of laundry, sir. That's what
Loads
you're.
of
No.
Come on.
Loads of dog semen.
And if
We'll be talking about that
if
more
anyone
later.
watched
Pant
the show,
loads.
they probably went through that entire
Pant loads of
50-gallon
shatters.
drum.
Oh, that drum. That horrible drum.
So you know
Weird
what?
things we
This-
found on the internet, yeah.
This is more for Disney than EA. But really? Oh, hell no.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Rob and his segment we like to call.
Oh, hell no.
There you
Yes. All right, moving on with some,
Let's get this train back on
with some
track.
super cool nerd news.
Wow.
One of my favorite things,
Are we-
recently they announced that Angela from Spawn Comics, owned by Neil Gaiman, was going to be making an appearance in Marvel Comics soon.
Really?
Here recently, we just got a look at Angela's new look, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that up on screen.
I loved her on Who's the Boss.
Yeah, me too, man.
Well,
Angela.
Data-
Where's Jonathan?
But I
Man,
like the new
Judith Light looks
costume.
good for her age.
I'm all for it.
The sad thing is that there's more and more people that have no idea what I was just talking about.
Yeah, I know.
We date ourselves here.
Yes.
A company. Oh, I love this one from the chat room. A company that throws old widows out on the streets and makes them eat dog food is less crappy than a company that riddles you with microtransactions for mediocre products. Kudos.
Bully for him. Bully.
Nice.
Okay,
I love that
so,
one. What have you got, Chris?
Oh, geez. Well, I was going to get into movies, but I guess let me bring up some nerd news. So we are referring to the aforementioned transition of power from, especially with gaming licenses, the demise of LucasArts to EA. Now, the good news is on that end, it's just going to be mainly your AAA kind of games because, all the stuff that, I know this guy likes to play, all the, the mobile titles and the freebies you play on Facebook, those are going to be handled by someone else. So
no more Secret of Monkey Island.
Yeah, and I'm kind of bummed out by that, man.
Yeah. I grew up on those
I hear
types of
more
games.
and more people talking about the Monkey Island thing.
Monkey Island is actually you can find them on GOG actually.
Yeah,
GOG.com.
Well, you remember those Indiana Jones games that had that same engine where
Yes.
it was? Yeah, those were great.
The Scum engine.
The Scum engine.
Yeah. Man, I
So
grew
the
up.
best name for any game engine right there.
Okay, well, I got some movie news.
Go ahead.
Okay, Disney's first Marvel. Okay, there's been a lot of talk about what's going to be the first animated film or the first animated Marvel film for Disney.
I'm getting your artwork up for that right now.
Yeah, and you would figure it maybe Doctor Strange. You might figure it'd be Black Panther or
Paste Pot Pete.
Paste-Pot Pete, exactly. I was thinking maybe the Jane Austen adaptations. They've been doing recently.
Rocket Racer.
Rocket.
all the hits.
Okay. I was thinking Millie. Was it Millie the Model?
Millie the Model.
Yeah, we need a Millie the Model.
Put your running shoes on. I got the clip.
That's right, kids. Because guess what? It's Marvel has decided their first animated film is going to be Big Hero 6.
Yes, and look at this art.
Yes.
I love this animation, man.
Now, for those unfamiliar, Big Hero 6 came out in '98. It was a Tokyo set story. Well, it was, what was it? San Fran, Tokyo. A Tokyo set story about government-sanctioned hero, specifically a robotic prodigy named Hiro Himada and his robotic companion, Baymax, who joined a team in a high-tech city called San Tokyo.
Totally made up.
That's racist.
Yes, exactly. Now, it's coming out in November. It's going to be total CG. Apparently, it got pitched. Don Hall pitched it, who did the Winnie the Pooh regular animated film, pitched it to John Lasseter. And they're going to
Did
direct
you guys
it.
see that, by the way, that Winnie the Pooh film?
It really wasn't that bad of a film.
No, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that she and him did the. Didn't she and him do the soundtrack to it? Zoe Deschanel's
yes,
and Ward did
yes,
that.
I think
Yeah.
So,
And they.
Since we're talking, go ahead, man.
Okay. Well, anyways, Big Hero 6 comes out just in time for Christmas 2014, November 7th. Yeah, it's one of those obscure. What was it? Marvel? Weren't they Marvel manga? That's what they were doing.
The
yes,
Mangaverse,
those were
Marvel Mangaverse.
It was part of Marvel Mangaverse.
Created by Ben Dunn, guest at the Dallas Comic Con,
That's
May
right.
17th and the 19th.
Creator of Ninja High School.
What? Well, as long as we're just bagging on Disney, just we're in a row.
Bag on him some more, damn it.
Let's see. Well, Disney just
Oh,
pissed
boy.
off a whole bunch of people. Apparently, on the 1st, Disney filed about 33 applications to trademark Day of the Dead. Of course, it kind of made.
You mean the George Romero film?
No. They're of course they're getting trademarks for a new film that's coming out, but of course our Hispanic friends were not happy about that. Of course, since they have Dia de los Muertos, I said that as best I could.
Okay, Jason, that's okay. We thought you were Hispanic. That's okay. You don't have
Shut
to.
your mouth.
I love that you totally made that feminine. It's Dia de los Muertos, and you said Dia de los Muertos,
Then
and
they
I'm
got
like,
it- they
so
have
it's
it
all
spelled-
about the day of the women's dead, basically. You are a shining beacon to Hispanic folks everywhere. I'm totally white, by the way, and I knew that. So.
Bye, guys.
This is going to be one of those times where somebody just approaches me during the con, and pull some random clip from one of the shows we've done, and they're angry at me for it.
You, sir, are an embarrassment.
See, folks, he's not Hispanic.
I'm totally not. I don't. Ever since they did the tonsil surgery,
You are a Mexican.
I can't
my
do
friend.
that. I can't do the role. I actually, because I do toy reviews on another channel, I had a guy chastise me in Toys R Us about first of all, he was like, "Oh, you're Jason the X. You review toys on YouTube." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh man, that review you did of Tigatron. What's your problem, man?" I mean, dude starts reading me in the eye, and it's like, "Oh, he isn't." I mean, he's watched the video, but he is angry about a review of a toy. He was just saying
There's so much pathetic about that story that I don't.
Is it
even know
more
where
that
to
he
start.
was? It was in the Transformers aisle at Toys R Us.
I know.
This guy's just reading me.
Hey, you know what?
Did you guys get into a slap fight when that was
They
happening?
got into a
Think
sissy
of that
slap
as a
party.
good thing.
Yeah, at
When
least-
people start bitching you out in public for something you've done online,
Feel proud.
That's how you know you're famous.
You finally come into your celebrity.
Okay, because I've had people. Oh yeah, I've seen your toy reviews. Oh, I love them, man. And this one guy, he just like at first was like, "Oh, I'm getting recognized," and then like, no, he isn't.
Have you gotten the? Hey, you're Jason the X. Man, you're shorter in person.
I got that. At yeah, they thought
Tom Cruise gets
somebody
that all
thought
the time.
I was going to be shorter. I didn't get that at all. I was like, oh,
Well, no, it's
I
kind
don't know why.
Well, a lot of celebrities are actually shorter because they do acting
Whatever.
to build up their stature, make
Anyway.
themselves feel better for being munchkins.
Chris, you got a story you're talking about here?
Let's talk.
Get back on nerd news here.
Speaking of Disney and films and Marvel,
Here we go again.
Of course, Iron Man 3 in theaters right now. Actually, not that bad. It's better than 2, in my opinion. But apparently, this is from... they are talking... This is from our friends at... of course, our great friend of the show, Matt Maleros.
Maliaros.
Maleros.
He's Greek.
He's a Greek.
Yeah.
He makes
Moving
good
on,
coffee.
sir.
All right. Could contract negotiations split up the Avengers? Good question. Well, apparently, there's been a lot of rumors going around here concerning the build-up to Avengers 2, including what may be the payday for one Robert Downey Jr. Of course, today, Joss Whedon came out and said, and I quote...
One of the most honest guys out there, I think.
Yeah, Joss Whedon came out, and this was on blast here. I'm going to find it real quick. But no, I'll give you the gist. Oh, God, my headphones keep going out. The gist of what occurred is
That's
that...
you.
Did all our headphones just go out?
No, that was just you.
No,
buddy.
it's-
I can't hear myself.
You're going deaf.
Hello. Okay. I'll do it this way. So anyways, Joss came out and basically kind of met the rumors head on. Says, there's a lot of things I just can't say on live. And he kind of went into a couple things and he talked about this rumor. So pretty much just consider it right now. Just talk. It's probably what'll happen is it'll get made. People will get negotiated. People will get paid. But there's nothing to worry about.
Well, what's interesting to me about that is they talk about how Robert Downey Jr. made, when it was all said and done, he made like $50 million off the Avengers, with his contract.
Right.
And most of the other guys, I would say most of them made around $2.4 million or something like that. And a lot of that was through bonuses. And, when you think about it, like if you divvied up the screen time, they all have about the same amount of screen time.
Right.
So I'm sure that the other actors right about now are kind of thinking, why is this guy getting,
And there was a rumor earlier today.
25 times as much as we are?
There was a rumor earlier today that Scarlett Johansson is out.
Well, she's in Captain America 2.
They're saying, but she's out for Avengers 2, which Marvel has made buku bucks, all right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm for those guys getting paid more.
Yeah, but isn't the whole concept of the Avengers basically that you could keep bringing in new characters? Like, I mean, why don't they just bring in new characters at this point?
And that might be something that's playing into the
The Ant-Man movie will be out by then.
That could be something that's playing. They could be, Disney could be standing by. Hey, we'll just replace you. There are plenty of other Avengers out there.
There have been rumors. I saw it was like one day. I didn't see anything else about it, but there are rumors of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
That was this week, yeah.
Being in Avengers 2.
And you know what? It's like, especially after Iron Man 3, because without really giving away any spoilers or anything, the way that Iron Man 3 ends, it doesn't really lend itself to more Iron Man movies. So why would it be so hard to imagine that if you couldn't work it out to where Robert Downey Jr. could come back for the Avengers 2, we've got Don Cheadle as War Machine. He could step in and say, "Oh well, Tony's not doing his thing anymore.
Yeah.
I'll step in and do War Machine."
Excuse me, sir. Don't you mean Iron Patriot?
No,
No.
he's going to
No,
convert back to
War
War Machine.
Machine.
War
No.
Machine.
And
They-
if Chris Hemsworth doesn't want to come back, hey, we got Thunderstrike.
Yep.
They can.
Yes.
I hope not.
I went there.
Oh, I hope not.
Anthony Mackie might pull
Wow.
out his wings. Hello.
They can drop in a War Machine and just say, "Hey, Tony's an alcoholic now." Like
Tony was
everyone
busy,
knows he is.
Tony's on a very
Or-
long
or-
12-step process.
or-
What I think will probably end up happening, honestly, because of the way it broke down for the Avengers, I think that they're going to try to work out something with Downey Jr. where he would just come in and maybe bookend it and do a cameo, like an extended cameo, to where they don't have to pay him as a star, but they would still pay him to at least be in the film in some capacity. And then you could basically have a scene where Tony Stark shows up and says, I'm really not doing it anymore, but my buddy Rhodey here is going to step in for me.
Well, they could have Rhodey wearing the Iron Man armor.
Yeah.
It's been in the comics. Rhodey did replace Tony for quite some time in the Avengers.
Well, now there was another rumor. I haven't seen it as far as in the actual Guardian stories, but they're supposed to have Iron Man in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
I'd be shocked if they pulled that off.
Well, the new comic series is going to have Tony in it.
And
as part of the Guardians now.
I
But
don't like to lend credence to any rumors, but as long as we're on Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm going to go ahead and get to this story. But remember we talked a while ago about who will be the best voice for Rocket Raccoon.
oh yes, I've heard this one.
And,
yeah.
And the rumor, and it is rumor from ScreenRant.com, is that Rocket Raccoon may be being voiced by David Tennant.
Yes, I heard a former Time Lord may be a
And to which
Cockney raccoon.
I scream aloud, please let this happen.
Yes, Lord, please.
It could be cool.
That would be a huge draw for a rather not as well known team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be pulling two groups. You're going to pull in the Marvel or comic fans, and you're going to pull the Doctor Who fans.
I mean, and we've got Zoe Saldana is confirmed. She will be playing Gamora. What?
Oh, I was going to bring up, this would be probably a better screen appearance for David, after that whole Fright Night remake thing,
I like that.
Yeah.
I liked it. Not as good as the original, but I liked it.
Nothing is better than the original.
The only reason I would say that probably won't happen is I think that they would want maybe a more recognizable name, because as much as people in our groups love David Tennant, the average moviegoer has no clue who David Tennant is. And that's ultimately what's going to win their decision is, if it's between like David Tennant and let's say someone like Jim Carrey,
right?
They're going to go with Jim Carrey because he's more recognizable, and he's going to sell more tickets because of his name. But I would love to see David Tennant pull that off. I think that could be really fun.
Want that
And
to happen.
speaking,
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
he did play Barty Crouch in what was it?
Barty Crouch Jr. in which Harry Potter movie?
Order of the Phoenix, was it?
Yeah,
I guess
the
I think,
fourth one.
Electric Boogaloo.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Doctor Who, we now while details surrounding this is from Blaster.com. Now, while details of Doctor Who's 5th anniversary special are still pretty vague, we do know a few things that'll air in November. That Tennant's 10th Doctor is back, and so is Rose Tyler and her teeth, Billie Piper, that is.
Hey.
And then Gavin and Stacey, Joanna Page plays Queen Elizabeth I, and that John Hurt. Well, John Hurt, we just don't know about that, do we? Well, according to a rumor that has been going around,
Ooh, John Hurt is Rocket Raccoon. What do you think?
Yeah,
of that?
yeah, John Hurt.
I'll go for that.
Okay.
I would go for that.
Now there is a rumor going around that of the character he is going to play. And of course, you've probably seen some of these stills and photos of him.
There's a whole lot of rumors going on.
Yeah,
today.
apparently they
We're
said
full of rumors here.
they said the rumor is going around that he is going to be the quote they call the forgotten Doctor, who was lost during the time where he'd be between Doctors number 8, which was of course the once seen but a lot of heard Paul McGann, and of course the always moody number 9 Christopher Eccleston, who decided not to come back.
What? I thought he was...
Chris Eccleston, who once said, and
that
I
that
quoted,
was-
"You can only bathe in the
He
river
must
once."
have really hated doing that because he just wants
Wow.
nothing to do with Doctor Who.
I thought he
Well,
was
he's doing
confirmed,
Thor.
too. Anyway.
He's doing Thor, which
Yeah, but it's like, I mean,
He's just mad he wasn't Destro
The guy
again.
took the job to begin with. I mean, was his experience so bad that he just wants
I
nothing
think
to
it
do
was
with
Russell.
it anymore?
I think it was Russell Davies kind of soured him on it. I think he was wanting to do one thing, and Russell Davies wanted to go into another
I sometimes
direction.
hate when
But,
celebs just like they do something
Well,
and then
you
they...
know,
They don't
it's-
embrace it.
You know, it's not just celebs. I've actually been thinking about this today because it's something I saw, and it's British celebrities. Oh, the IT crowd thing that you put out.
Oh
today.
yeah,
Where their show will be on top. It's great, and they just get to the point. I'm like, I'm done. I'm finished with this.
Well, you know-
and they leave and they can the whole show.
And then there's like, well, take on that subject. Like you go to a concert. It's a band that you like. You've heard their songs on the radio. They come out there. They perform live. But then they'll say like something like, "Oh, we're gonna go ahead and play the hit song that we had." It's like, well, damn guys, I really like that song. Why you got to be bad? It's almost like they hate their own greatness sometimes.
That sounds like the Toadies, dude.
It's like you're
Tony's
hating
pulled
something
that
that
cut a few times.
Yeah, you know.
Damn it, we'll play Possum Kingdom. Crap.
Anyway.
Was it my imagination, or at one point was Simon Pegg rumored for Rocket Raccoon?
Yes.
He was one of them.
Because that was one I think I was really on board with.
And
that
some of it's
idea.
just like people like us who do podcasts and say things like, Storm dies in the next X-Men movie. I read a part in the script where it says Storm dies. Now somebody will do that.
Yeah.
If I see that break on like superherohype.com, I'll be like,
you know what a storm says when it dies? The same thing everybody else says.
Worst line of that damn movie.
Line ever.
Well, okay.
You know what that line was supposed to be?
What was it supposed to be?
Remember, she says, "What does a toad say when it
What
gets
happens
struck by
to a toad when it
lightning?
gets struck by lightning?
It croaks." And they changed the line.
Why would they change
How
That would
great?
have been a better line.
How great would that have been? That would have been like the ultimate like badass chick line to say it croaks, boom, dead.
Boom.
Instead, we're left there going, I don't get what
That
she
was a
just
horrible
said.
joke.
Same
what she
thing as
said.
everything else.
Yeah.
Black.
Crap. Okay. So we are.
It's my turn. It's my turn.
Do you want to do a story? Real
I
quick
have
and then
one.
We'll
Well,
talk
okay.
movies?
Well, you know how I enjoy
movies?
I enjoy my plastic addiction here, but
It's kind of personal, isn't it?
It's doing a little tap dance. For
You might need to rephrase that a little bit.
okay, I collect toys there. But
Rephrase.
Do you want how
Plastic
about this,
addiction,
though?
not of a phallic shape.
How would you like to get an Iron Man life-size figure
I saw this.
from
Which
Sideshow
mark?
for the mere price tag of $8,500?
Yes.
You
And it's
can
the
own-
Mark 42 armor, the new
Let me go ahead and
gold
bring this
armor.
up.
The
here.
prototype armor that doesn't work too well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's,
See, that's my problem is that if I was really serious about this, wouldn't you want like the first movie armor, the red and gold? Like, why would you want this armor? I
even the
mean,
Avengers
and also,
armor,
if I
which was
can't
good.
put it on and scare the crap out of people, I don't want it.
yeah, it's not wearable.
No,
like
no.
you just have it in a corner somewhere.
But
you know?
you can do
Yeah,
a
we
single.
If I can't wear it to a con, to hell with it.
Well, you can do this a single payment of $8,500. Oh, I'm sorry, $8,499.99.
Yes.
Or they also have payment plans for this thing.
Of 4
and there
installments
is
of
a-
2,000 something dollars.
Yeah, and there is a non-refundable deposit of $1,700,
Yeah.
which is
Sweet
due.
Jesus.
and
right
how
now.
much is shipping, by the way? Because
I don't even want to know.
I
what
think
the
it's like
shipping-
$500 something to ship it.
They don't have the shipping up here. It's a pre-order. I don't know how to bring it up here, but yes, a life size. This is from Sideshow Toys. They do Sideshow Collectibles. They do great stuff. They're right up there with Hot Toys for me. But really, I want to see the first person that buys this thing.
I would too.
It'll be some guy that owns a video game company that just wants to have it in the lobby.
Yeah,
That's what it's going to
that'd be
be.
kinda
You know,
cool.
those guys that have ridiculously disposable income.
Chris, we need a lobby so that I can put this in it.
Already working on it.
Okay,
And then you need $8,500 to buy it. Kickstarter. There you go. Make it happen.
We need,
That's what we're
we need a
forming
lot of
the
money for
Go-Go.
this dream to happen.
First, we need about $25 million to justify spending $8,000.
Hey, that'll be my seed money for my targets.
Yeah, yeah.
actually
We're all like $8,500. Let's see, how many months of rent is that I have to pay? Whereas
So
like the rich
I'd pay
guys
my
are like
house
whatever
off on
it
that.
is.
Well, why don't you pick the right numbers for the lotto or something? Hurry up. Chris,
I
you
picked
got
number 13.
You're moving into a story because I got one.
Well, do you want
I
to?
got one for you.
I'll tell you what. I
Go
got
ahead.
a couple
Go ahead,
stories.
Rob. You haven't had one yet. Go.
It seems that this July, Lego is coming out with a line
They're always
that
coming with a line.
sounds kind of awesome.
I'm sorry. You have my full attention, sir.
They are doing a steampunk series.
The most
Well-
overplayed sci-fi genre out there.
Yeah, but it's
steampunk.
going to sell.
Okay,
It is.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to go off on a rant for a second because, doggone it, this steampunk thing is really driving me effing insane.
Oh.
Sorry to all the steampunkers. I know there are people out there that love it, but
People that we've
guys,
had on
come
the
on.
show.
Pick another genre. Come on. I know. I'm sorry. It annoys the hell out of me. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to steampunk adapt, Marvel's X-Men, or I'm going to steampunk adapt Star Trek, or I'm going to steampunk adapt Tron, or just pick.
Dude,
I'm
I am-
sorry. It just annoys the hell out of me.
And
But
I am
that's the
cutting
thing
this
about it.
clip.
I'm not mad.
With steampunk, you don't have to pick.
Oh God, but
That's
you
the
know, it's
beauty
like
of it,
it's
sir.
like everybody's got to.
You just don't get it. You don't get it. That's all.
I don't. It's not my thing.
No, it's not.
It's
clearly.
not my thing. Me, I like when I think sci-fi, I think diesel punk. I think 1930s, pulp. I think 1950s, what I call rocket punk. Men going to the moon, Mars, Venus. I think Star Trek. I think Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. BSG. I think Star Wars. Because I know it took place in a place long ago and far, far away. Don't steampunk my damn Star Wars. God Christ. I'm sorry. It just
the Millennium Falcon itself is freaking steampunk.
It's not running on magic, okay?
It's just freaking bits and pieces
it
of
is
wire
not
and
running.
copper just going back and forth. I mean, I understand your point. Granted, yes.
Suddenly, I wish I hadn't stuck around for the second hour.
I was not that much into steampunk when
I haven't been into it.
Don't be sorry he wasn't
But
wearing
I
his
got used
cans.
to it.
When does he turn green?
You don't want to see me when I get angry.
I've been playing the
I
lonely.
will say this. I'm not in any way trying to say that I condone or agree with what Mr. Danger over here is
Please
saying.
do not agree with
But
anything he says.
I'm a little surprised at steampunk because I sort of thought steampunk was kind of a passing fad,
Me
and
too.
I really thought that it would be over and done with by now. I'm kind of surprised it's still sticking around.
You know what? Everything. Okay, I'll tell you. Everything that you need to know about steampunk was on Portlandia
Lord,
this
here we
past
go.
season of one sketch. You know the sketch. Did you watch Portlandia?
No, I
Hey,
didn't see it.
look, learn from my story. Hey, the line report of the Lego Master Builder Academy, specifically
There's
level
the
4,
thing.
titled Invention Designer.
Interrupted Rob. Like, how dare you?
And
sir.
there will be 3 separate kits with 13 different designs to build. Okay, go ahead. Do your rant.
He's done.
I love Lego, but I might
he's
just have
done.
to go
He's
get
done.
Mega Blocks now.
He is done. Well, there has been a big announcement. You posted this story about Sony. I posted the one about Microsoft about the.
Oh yeah, there's
And there was the big rumor that was flying around that you had to always have online.
always on.
To play the PS4 or
Yeah.
the new Xbox that's coming out. Do we have a name on that new Xbox?
That will be announced here probably
so we
later
don't.
this month. They're doing a special event
And
on
the short answer to that
MTV.
was no.
A paid advertisement, as I like to call it. We used to call them in the old days.
And the short answer to that was no.
Hell no.
God.
No, the
Anyway,
name will be coming out. I believe it's May 21st.
But I believe there was a
MTV.
serious backlash against them with this always on the internet connected thing. That they kind of went out and wanted to clear the either they're just clearing the air or they said, okay, clearly we have made a wrong decision here, guys. This is not playing well with our business model when they're pissed about the product when it hasn't even come out. Even though we're nerds, that happens every time.
Well, seeing that in North America, still a good chunk of the country doesn't have what you call quality broadband. I think it's a bad idea. It basically discriminates against market share. It causes animosity towards product, and these companies, even in this recovering economy, still need all the money they can get for their product.
What's the reason for it being constantly online? Is it like an advertising thing?
DRM.
Digital rights management.
That's
Yeah.
the only reason.
Make sure that you're using it the way we want you to.
Right. Well, and I would imagine they're pumping ads in your face too in some capacity.
Oh,
Because
geez.
that's why so many like phone games are now like they require you to be connected. Like you couldn't play them in airplane mode.
Yep.
Because they have to be able to put ads in your face constantly.
Because the big
That made my
thing
wife
now
sad 'cause
with
she likes
some of these
Bejeweled.
companies with this always online thing, I believe there was some case or whatever where they pretty much said that when you buy something, an electronic gadget, you're not supposed to alter it, do this, do that, because you're only buying a license to use it. You don't own it. The company that makes it owns it. And for me, I'm pretty much if I put down $60-something for a freaking game,
It's mine.
I own it.
Yep.
So yeah, but the good news is they're not going to do that now. So
Good.
let's all just we can get off of that horse. Stop kicking its ass. It's dead. All right.
Okay, so let's.
I can't wait for the steampunk line of games with the new Xbox.
Yes,
Personally,
I'm saying. Time
Shut up,
travel.
Walters.
Going through dimensions, and you can totally customize your out. Oh yes, it's gonna be
Oh
awesome.
boy, look!
So,
It comes with
no,
vacuum
stop.
tubes.
This man who talked about freaking BioShock Infinite is the greatest game ever.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
Steampunk. That is the biggest steampunk game.
Physician,
we
heal
gonna go
thyself.
now. We gotta go now.
I think you
Gold. Hell no.
You need you a Phoenix
Go ahead.
down.
All right.
Last-
What I'm talking about, and I'll say it quickly. It's not that I have fact, that game actually did in context.
Oh.
It did in context.
Play
It
the
didn't
Hulk
imagine
music.
in the year
Play the Hulk
2013
music.
we all be
Play the
living in a
Hulk music.
steampunk universe with airships everywhere. No, the game kept it in context. So you know what? F it. All right, you know what? Let's talk about.
Let's talk
In
about
the immortal
okay,
words
okay.
of
Let's talk about this one.
Lugosi. Bullshit.
Here's a good one. Here's a good one. Okay. So we got the big rumor with Man of Steel. Man of Steel's coming out. Man of Steel looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yep.
But of course, we got the rumor that there's going to be a cameo in it.
I
I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this cameo thing.
my cameo. Who do I think?
Who do you think it's going to be? And are they really just going to go ahead and rip Marvel off like that?
I know who that's going to be.
Who is it?
You
Beppo
don't
the
know.
Super Monkey.
Hold on a second. You don't know crap. Okay?
It's gonna be Beppo the
you
Super
don't know
Monkey.
anything.
I think it's going to be Streaky the Super Cat.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah. Oh, that was my guess.
Both of you.
How about
Okay,
what's,
so
what's,
we're talking
what's the
Super-
Hey,
Man.
what was the super horse's name? Does anybody
you know
remember?
what? That's,
God,
that's why we have Wikipedia.
No, stop it, all of you. Rob, you're actually looking like you want to treat this question seriously. Who do you think the cameo is going to be?
I honestly do not know.
He's part of
But
it.
seeing as we're going with Superman, actually,
It's Super Horse.
She may be a bit too big, but
They just
I'm
call it Super Horse?
Thinking Wonder Woman, or Diana Prince, not Wonder Woman, Diana Prince.
Well, there's already the rumor that Lex Luthor is going to show up at some point, right?
Right.
So it's not that. It's somebody other than Lex Luthor.
Well, they're possibly doing this as a lead-in for future movies.
Maybe it could be Otis.
Otis. All right.
Well, hell, why don't we just go with Ambush Bug
Otisburg. Otisburg.
or Batmite?
Bat might.
God.
You know, I'll tell you who I'm looking for is what's his name? Was it Bilbo?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Who-
Bibbo.
Bibbo.
Of course,
I can go for Bibbo.
But of course, everyone is going towards it's going to be Batman. It's going to be
No,
Batman.
I don't
no,
think so.
no,
I don't
they,
think so.
They're already doing Batman movies. That's
No,
someone else.
no.
I think Wonder Woman is the safe bet because I think that's something that they keep saying they want that to be their next film, and especially if they are still going with this insane idea of trying to move into a Justice League movie, then they would kind of have to start introducing more characters to bring into the Justice League.
And what are your thoughts on that Justice League?
I think it's a stupid idea.
I agree.
I think that
Do tell.
the only reason that they're trying to do the Justice League movie is because they saw how successful the Avengers was, and they want to try to capitalize on this big team movie. But the problem is that they don't understand the whole concept of what Marvel did and the concept of the world building that Marvel did to lead into the Avengers movie. And granted, it didn't take that long. I mean, you're talking about a 4-year process because Marvel basically 2008 was the beginning of the world building. That was where they introduced Iron Man, they redid Incredible Hulk, and then they followed it up with Thor, Captain America, and then boom, the Avengers. And by that time, they'd introduced enough characters to create the team. The problem now that we're faced with is that with Nolan's Batman franchise ending, the only way you could continue and have any of that universe carry over into a Justice League movie is if it was maybe Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Batman, and I don't think that's going to happen.
And I mean, Green Lantern did not do.
Green
so
Lantern
well.
did not well, and Ryan Reynolds has said he doesn't want to come back to it. So
Yeah, that was horrible.
yeah,
As a Green Lantern
You know,
fan, it really hurt me.
Times like this, I wish they would have went with the Jack Black idea. For Green Lantern. It about it actually worked better.
well, and somebody actually did bring up the idea that instead of trying to reboot the Green Lantern universe, that they could maybe introduce Jon Stewart as Green Lantern for the Justice League, and I would be okay with that.
He worked on Justice League Unlimited.
Because you can do that and not have to revisit the Green Lantern movie, but still kind of say it exists within the same confines of what we introduced.
I would say, and I think we mentioned John, but I would have said probably I would have went with either Kyle or even if we want to take a
No,
modern.
people hate Kyle. I
Yeah,
don't know
no
why.
one likes Kyle Rayner.
No.
Or I was
like
going to even
Kyle
say
Rayner.
I was going to even
But
say
people hate.
Simon
Well,
Boz.
I'm also going to willingly admit people hate Kyle. I like Kyle.
Yeah.
I've always liked Rayner.
I saw no issue with Kyle Rayner, but when I read the back issues of Hal coming back and the whole background behind that thing, I was like, why do y'all hate this kid so much?
It's because Green
they-
Lantern sales were in the crapper during that time, and they killed him. They made him evil. They killed him. Well, they just made him evil. They didn't kill him off. They just made him evil. So all these longtime fans, yeah, they were a little bit upset about it. Then here comes this punk kid, wiped out the whole Green Lantern Corps. You bring this friggin' hippie artist in, put a ring on him.
Yeah, this hippie artist
that's
who
sort
had
of the
no
same
weakness
thing they
to
just did
yellow
with-
was
Isn't that just the same thing they did with Simon Boz? They pretty much are screwing everything up there. Hal and SCNS.
I honestly, I can no longer. bag on Simon Baz because I did really
I like his character. He's the Green
right
Lantern with a chip on his shoulder.
Well, not to mention the fact that if they did introduce Jon Stewart as a Green Lantern, I think that kind of helps
with his leather jacket.
That kind of helps with the fact that I mean, if you're going to do a big team movie and you want to appeal to the largest audience possible, there needs to be a little bit more racial diversity in the team. Because I mean, if you do all these characters as just white characters, I mean, at least in the Avengers, you've got Samuel L. Jackson. You know, you've got an African American leading character.
Yep.
In the Justice League, if you go with Hal Jordan, it's just a bunch of white guys and a white chick.
But
I'm serious.
why don't we just call it DC's Cracker League?
Yeah.
the
Cracker League.
A Friday night at Chris Danger's place. Anyway,
Shut your mouth. But you know, hey.
but there has been some good news to come out of all this, and I'm just going to go ahead and get this in because one thing I do agree with. I've always said this: DC hits it out of the park with their animated movies. They do very well there.
Yeah, they do good stuff.
So there's been something floating around. Could unproduced DC screenplays become animated films now?
Possibly.
Because there are an awful lot of scripts they have scrapped.
Yeah.
And just not gone with.
I bet you they're really kicking themselves for not letting Joss Whedon do that Wonder Woman movie now.
Oh yeah.
You got Superman Lives, Superman Green Arrow. They are talking about Josh Whedon's Wonder Woman as well.
How about Supermax, the aborted Green Arrow concept?
Yes,
film?
that was in there too. So I'm all for that idea because I believe they do hit it out of the park with the animated stuff. I don't get how they can't get those writers to put on this one.
I think if they really want to do a Justice League movie, the smartest thing to do is not try to do it right away, but follow the template that Marvel laid out and world build. And unlike, let Man of Steel be the first of several new DC movies. And I don't think you have to reintroduce Batman. Everybody knows who Batman is.
Yep.
How many times are you going to retell that same damn story of his parents getting killed in the alleyway? All you got to do is have him show up in the movie. You know, I mean, seriously, you could have a guy show up in Justice League as Batman with no explanation, and everybody would be fine with it as long as it's done well.
It's Batman. That's all we need.
Yeah.
You know, I've always said that if you need to retell this whole story, when you're rolling credits, show it then. Show a flash it is.
Remember what they did at the beginning of Incredible Hulk, where there was that montage? It was just that real quick montage in the opening credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all you needed.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
And it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
They show me how Batman becomes who he is, what, freaking 15, 18 million times already?
Yeah, we know his parents get gunned down, all right?
Yeah. And Superman also. It keeps showing him on the planet, leaving the planet, coming to Earth, meeting his parents.
Okay,
blah, blah,
Mo, all right. But, you know, and then, of course, they want to basically reboot it for every generation. But I'm thinking to myself, you know, if you already know the story, let's go with it. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad Russell Crowe's Jor-El. That's beautiful.
You
By the way, I love that.
I'm going to show the best thing on the internet.
You don't have to reboot it because Superman is a worldwide known figure.
I saw that today.
It's like the best thing on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Wrong show.
I'm sorry.
Saturday.
That's for Saturday, sir. Anyways, quick,
It'll be
before
on the After
we...
Hours show.
Let's do you mind if we talk some summer movies with the big fanboy here?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so you know it's that time of year again when all the important films come out. You know, the summer films, the ones that matter. Mark, let's start from the beginning. Of course, you know we had Iron Man 3 come out. We've got a couple of your favorites. Let me bring up the darn list because I just had it here a minute ago.
Unprepared.
I love modern technology. I had a
Play the whole
Yeah,
music.
the
Play the whole
closed.
music.
All right, hang on just.
So unprofessional.
Oh
It's just
yeah, okay. Okay.
Why don't I have the Hulk
So
music
what are
cue?
we going to go with? We're going to start off with what?
Peoples?
Thor?
No,
White House Down? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking?
Captain America?
Captain America? That was last year. Oh, it was what? No, that was 2011. Shut up. All right, let's talk. Okay, so we saw Iron Man 3.
It's funniest because he doesn't know.
I know. Leave
All
me
right.
alone. You're bastards. Summer movies 2013,
I get this
jackass.
straight face as I look at it while he talks.
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier comes out next year.
Okay.
So we're talking 2013, not 2014.
Okay.
All right, so we've had a lot of success with Iron Man 3 in both
Crap,
2D and
stop it.
3D. Of course, coming up, let me get your thoughts. Great Gatsby in 3D.
I've seen it.
Honest opinion. Baz
Before you
Luhrmann.
completely
Did
reject
you pull it
me?
off? Baz Luhrmann likes to, well, yeah, pull it off. But I'm asking about the film.
Sorry, I was here. I heard something else. It's stylistically, it's a beautiful film to look at. It's very well put together. It's ultimately kind of a downer of a story, and I think that will be the one thing that maybe hurts it. the people that are going to go see this film, let's face it, most of the people that are going to go see it, they probably don't even know The Great Gatsby's a book. You know, I mean, it's going to be people that they're going to see it for the same reason.
Isn't that just a shame?
It is.
Yeah.
That just kind of depressed Robin Eat a Beer. That really depressed me.
Well, and the movie itself
they're not going to know this was a book.
The movie
They
itself
won't.
is a little
I
bit
know
depressing.
it's a book, but I never
so,
read it.
you know, but
But
it's
at least you know.
it's very well acted. It's very well shot. It's a beautiful looking film. I think it'll do well. I think it'll do extremely well in opening week, maybe even opening 2 weeks. But I think it'll have a big drop off after that.
It's so basically like any
No
other
one
Baz
cares.
Luhrmann film. Yeah. Okay. Well,
It
you know,
does not need to be in 3D. I can tell you that.
yeah.
Why? What's next?
'Cause
Anne Frank, the story in 3D. In 3D.
She talks about her sweet secret
Anne
in 3D.
Frank.
Coming in 3D, War and Peace.
Golden Girls, the movie. In 3D.
Okay. Well, and then I know your thoughts on Peoples.
Lots of
I know you're going to be
CGI.
in line for that.
I haven't seen it, but I don't think they screened it for press, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course, May 7th, or excuse me, 16th.
I do love Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson, which he's actually going to be in 3 films this summer. Besides that, he's also going to be in.
Guy's a workhorse, man. He's always doing.
He's a
something.
jobber.
I'm fine with him working.
Yeah.
I am just
He's hysterical.
keep
yeah.
him on the screen.
And of course, he's also going to be in. Are they calling Into the World? Or
Speaking of peoples, since when did David Alan Grier become Danny Glover? Did you see what he looks like in that movie?
yeah, he looks like old.
He looks like an old Danny Glover.
What?
He grayed out.
Yeah,
man.
he grayed out.
David Allen. Oh, I gotta find this. Y'all.
It's
Fuck
amusing.
worse.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so anyways, we were talking, of course. May 16th is Star Trek Into Darkness.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
Pretty much most people are saying this is.
think your world is safe?
Thank you.
It is not. I think it's going to be very good and very entertaining. I think it's going to let down some people because of the fact that there was so much guesswork going on from the fan community that I think that whatever we thought it was going to be, that whatever it ends up being will not be as satisfying as what we were all thinking it might be. And I think
Wow.
that's the biggest problem with it.
Yeah.
You're right. He did. He did.
He grayed out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he shaves his head too.
He's
you
too
know.
old for this shit.
Well, you know, he shaves his head, so you know.
Okay, of course, Labor Day weekend, or excuse me, Memorial Day weekend. Hangover Part 3.
I'm so disenchanted after Hangover
yeah.
Part 2. Hangover to me, Hangover Part 2 was just lazy. It was just a remake of the first film.
We made money. We need to make more.
Yeah.
Pacific-
Galifianakis has got to pay for his Coke and hook.
But it's got John Goodman in it, and I love John Goodman.
We need to talk about the one that I'm ready for, Pacific Rim.
I thought you were
Oh,
talking
yeah, I
about Epic.
can't wait.
No, we'll get to that.
Oh, speaking of which, I didn't even get to this, but there will be a toy line to accompany the
Pacific Rim?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Which they really should have thought this headline out better when they put it on superherohype.com. But NECA teases their 18-inch electronic Pacific Rim line. So they just need to really rethink
They need to
that.
rewrite that, yeah.
But yeah, they're making big 18-inch. In fact, here's a.
Of course,
I'm
I
gonna
think
put a
your
shot
favorite
on.
film's coming out May 24th. That's Fast and Furious 6.
You know what? I got to
Who
say,
wouldn't buy that?
Fast and the Furious, that is really cool looking.
Yeah.
The
Is that
Fast and the
Gypsy
Furious
Danger?
movies, oddly enough, get progressively better, it seems like, as they go along. And I loved Fast 5. It was just so big and dumb
Yep.
and stupid. I just loved it for what it was. I thought it was a big, dumb summer movie.
I was
Okay.
I was actually
So-
reading some stats on those films about they did the
I
demographics
have
of who
not been
see those
watching
films. And I think what did I hear today? They were talking about the breakdown of who sees those films, and they said
Right.
was it 60% of the and of course it's great aiming at this 60% of the audience for the Fast and Furious films, Hispanic audiences.
Well, sure.
It's great, and I mean
Yeah.
it's so cool that they're but they kind of started micro targeting these audiences, and narrow casting to them.
My whole thing with those
yeah.
Fast and Furious films, I mean, they're utterly ridiculous for what
Yeah.
they are. But if you understand what you're getting yourself into when you go to see them,
Mm.
you should still be able to enjoy it for what it is. And
Yeah.
I mean, those films don't pretend to be anything they're not. They're just
I-
big, dumb summer movies.
They're a car chase.
I have missed some serious stuff in the chat room.
Catch up.
Catch up.
Steam technology requires you have a freaking boiler. You say steam and you don't show me a boiler and sweaty urchin shoveling coal get bent. It's
Who was that?
it's the clothes. I think it's this Jefferson. There's going to be a Lego boiler powered on Lego coal. Try to keep hold of your short and curlies. That's why. Sorry, they should have read firm hold of your short and curlies.
He gets it. Ladies
I
and
am
gentlemen,
sorry I
our
missed that.
SCNS Live, where the comments in the chat room are more
That
entertaining
is
than the
the
guys in
angry
the air.
artist right there.
Oh,
Okay, so
that is
weekend
awesome,
after
Jefferson.
Okay, so weekend after that, we've got
Pull it together. Keep it going.
We've got Fresh Prince and Sun in Space.
Oh, after
no,
Earth.
no.
Yeah.
which of course we'll spill it.
The film that Will Smith turned down Django Unchained to do.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
he did. That is true.
Good choice, buddy.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Of course, Jess
Big
Eisenberg and Ruffalo and Now You See Me, which
That looks good.
It looks like fun. It looks like it might be fun.
What's the whole plot of it? Is it?
It's like magicians. It's like they're all Chris Angel like magicians, and they're trying to pull off a big heist
And
or
maybe
something.
Robin Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the heist film. I think we need more heist films.
Yeah, I like heist films if they're done well, and I love films about magic. So I think that this could be really entertaining. I've seen like the first 4 minutes. They had that online, and it looks for what it is. It looks like it's entertaining.
What else you got there, Danger?
What do you think about The Purge?
June 12th
gotta-
is the end with, of course, Craig Robinson again. He's
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
in that ensemble, which
He has to be.
it's looking to be actually a funny film. I might actually see it.
I think it'll be really silly and ridiculous and stupid, but I think people will love it for what it is.
And-
Hey, Emma
Yeah,
Watson's in it, so
Emma Watson is in it.
Okay, I'm there.
Of course, June 14th, Man of Steel. Looking, of course, we already talked about that earlier. Let's see. Of course, Friday, June 21st, you've got 2 big hitters. You've got Monsters U, which prequel to Monsters Inc.
Yep.
We'll do well with the Kiddies, and World War Z is finally getting released that weekend as well.
I think World War Z is going to be a flop.
Yeah, after they
co-
did a complete reshoot on it, I have no
We've
hope.
been talking about this thing for like a year now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And it's not that I want it to be. It all signs point to big giant flop. It's going to lose its ass.
You guys think so? Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. June 28th is The Heat and White House Down, which is the other White House.
Die Hard in the White House.
Die Hard in the White House movie this year. Of
I
course,
seriously was looking at the trailer for that and just thought it was the other movie. Whatever the other
Olympus
movie
Has Fallen.
was his
I
fault.
thought they were the same movie, and I was like, wait
Wait a minute, where's Gerard Butler?
Yeah. I thought it was the same damn movie.
Of course, Wednesday, July 3rd, going into the 4th of July weekend, Despicable Me 2, which has had some real interesting situation happen this week. Apparently, they had to
yeah.
completely redub Al Pacino's voice out of the film.
He backed out.
He backed out, contract last minute. They completely got who did they get to dub that? Was it Benjamin Bratt to
I'll pull it,
redub
yeah.
all his lines?
What is going on with that?
From Pacino to Benjamin Bratt?
Yeah.
I decided I don't want to do the movie.
Okay.
No.
You sound like Rob, what's his name?
I don't want to do the damn movie.
No, not the damn movie. No, Al Cappuccino.
Okay, get
Jackie
to your
Jill.
list. Get to your list there,
No,
Danger.
Al Cappuccino.
Al
We got-
Ducacino.
we
No.
got like 15 minutes left. Of this
Let's
show,
see.
so-
Kevin Hart, comedy film. Let me explain. Coming out that weekend. Whirlpool.
I love Kevin
Yeah,
Hart. I
that'll
love Kevin
do
Hart.
well.
What was the film that he made that was like a year or so ago? That
Steve Harvey thing.
and I really don't forgive myself because I actually
I didn't
Came out right around the Avengers.
I interviewed him for the film, and it was such a
ooh.
funny movie, and it was
Bring the something, I think it was.
Not Bring the Pain.
no, it was something like how to talk.
Here Comes
to,
the Boom.
Here come.
No,
that's
that,
not it.
no.
Is that not it? Okay, well.
But
I have
Kevin
nothing
Hart is
there.
hysterical. I love the guy. I think he's. I really hope he becomes like. That's to me. Kevin Hart is the guy that should be Tyler Perry. Like Tyler Perry is the guy that like keeps cranking out all these films, but I think Kevin Hart is the guy that actually gets what he's going for in
He was
terms
in-
of the sense of humor.
Before you give him too much credit.
Oh, Think Like a Man or
He
Talk.
wa-
Yeah, Think Like a Man. that
Think
was
Like a
one.
Man. That's the name
yeah,
of
Think
it.
Like a Man.
Yeah.
Well, he was also in Soul Plane. Let's not forget that.
Oh, come on.
Well,
Soul Plane was
Hey, you
the
got to
movie-
start out somewhere, you know. I mean, come on.
I will hit you. Hit you.
Samuel L. Jackson was in what is it, like Coming to America as the robber.
as the bank robber.
Yeah,
Or
he
as
was the
the,
bank
yeah.
robber.
Also, Lone Ranger coming out July 3rd.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a big flop.
I want to see it. I'm going to see
Here's
it.
the deal. Now, when we talk about flops, are we talking Hudson Hawk, or are we talking? Hang on a second, Hudson Hawk or John Carter?
I'm saying this because I think
They've got my
it'll
money.
be closer to like John Carter. It's going to make money because Johnny Depp. But here's the thing: I've seen several different movies recently where and Disney is showing the hell out of those trailers. And every time I see that trailer in a movie theater, it goes over like a fart in church. Nobody cares. Everybody's just
Yeah.
looking at it like, okay, whatever. Yeah,
Can
Lone
believe you,
Ranger,
Shamar.
big deal.
Of course, it looks like they're. Oh, also the Big Star documentary is coming out that weekend.
The what?
Big Star.
What?
Big Star was a band in the 70s that did. They were a band in
The
the
hell
70s.
is happening?
Yeah. Sorry.
Where did you pull this random?
I pull this out here July
Big
3rd.
summer movies, ladies and gentlemen.
Big summer movies. Documentary.
Big Star was a band in the 70s.
Who cares whatever the hell that is?
July 5th, the way back.
It's the Casey Kasem Show.
Oh, wow.
Big Star was a band in the 70s.
I love this guy. We
That
need
was
to
actually pretty damn good. All right, Danger.
Can you tell us? Can you give us a damn dedication about a dog?
Here's a little song going out to a girl and her dog.
Oh no, we're
play a
going
goddamn
a little bit over.
All right.
just because-
Keep going.
Way back is coming out July 5th. Grown Ups 2 July 12th. Pacific Rim July 12th.
Yes.
Those are going to be interesting. That new anime film July 17th. Turbo is coming out with
Yes.
Flop.
July 19th. Girl Most Likely. R.I.P.D. is coming. R.I.P.D.
Yes.
I'm a little excited about.
It'll appeal to the Men in Black crowd.
It's-
Yeah,
it
Red
is Men in
2,
Black.
which
Red
I'm
2, I'm
excited for
looking
Red
forward
2.
to, yeah.
Yes.
The Conjuring, which I hadn't heard much about.
Don't
July
care.
I've heard it's very creepy.
July 26th, The Wolverine, which I did see finally the trailer the other night during in front of the Iron Man 3. I was like, I'll wait till Blu-ray. Of course, Mark's favorite film comes out the following week on the 31st, The Smurfs 2.
Ugh, God, because you demanded it.
Yeah. You got it. You want it. August 2nd, Two Guns, the 300 film. And
Two Guns looks really fun, doesn't it?
That looks all right, actually.
Yeah, and then Top Cat. I don't
Top
know.
Cat the movie.
What? Excuse
but
me.
no, here's the thing. There's no way that's coming out because they just secured the rights for it.
I think
So
that'll
that's
probably
gotta be a mistake.
That's got to be a mistake on the list
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
August 7th is Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters.
I'll see it for Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, he'll be in that. August 9th, Disney's going to try to hit another franchise out of the park with Planes, which is supposed to be like their cars in the air.
Yeah, I get
When you get Dane Cook to do it, that's more direct to video to
I'm
me,
out.
man.
Yeah.
Elysium, which
mean
no Blomkamp.
You mean Elysium?
Elysium.
Elysium, yes, Elysium.
Wow, we're
Shut up.
Elysium is actually a chemical compound
Oh.
in the.
Shut up. Leave me alone, you douchebags. All right. Elysium, which looks to be Matt Damon with a robot suit. He's wearing a heavy lifter suit,
a mech suit.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
looks like
Yeah.
a juicer from Riffs.
Exactly. Who else? Jodie Foster's supposed to be in that as well.
Yeah, she's in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Which may be her last film for a while because she said she's going to take a break from acting. So that may be the last movie.
Where the Millers is coming out that weekend as well. I don't know about that. August 16th.
Why are you saying these movies that we don't care about?
August 16th is Kick-Ass 2.
There we go.
Paranoia
Now we're talking.
in the to-do
the
list.
appropriate title is Kick-Ass 2 Balls to the Wall.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Why are you not saying that?
because it didn't list it.
Kick-Ass 2.
Of course,
Balls
and the
to the wall.
final big weekend of summer, August 23rd, Grandmasters, the Mortal Instrument, City of Bones, World's End, which I'm looking forward to, the final film
yeah.
in the Blood and Cornetto trilogy.
Yep.
Don't stick that in there.
By the way, everybody, you need to. That comes out July 31st in the UK, and that's coming out August 21st, US. You're Next. I don't know what the hell that is.
Your Next actually is a horror film from Adam Wingard, and it's really cool. It's like a home invasion, but with a twist. Really cool flick. Very violent.
Yeah, I know he skipped right over that.
Well,
Totally.
I didn't know about it. So
Feel free to bring any of that up. He just ran through.
It is.
And I'm with you, too.
I just had the name just a second ago. God damn
What?
it.
I am looking forward to The World's End a lot.
The World's End is one
Yeah.
of those I'm actually
The
more.
Purge.
Oh, the
Oh,
Purge.
yeah, The Purge. That looks really
Oh,
cool,
yes.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Another home invasion
Yeah.
type
Well,
film.
12 hours, the laws get turned off.
Yeah.
Man, I would be. I'm an easygoing guy, but I gotta
I
admit,
wouldn't leave my house.
I'd be going up to people who I
Wait a
hate just to be
second.
like, "Hey,
Guys,
3
hold on.
days.
Hang on a second.
and it's on."
Wasn't that the plot line of an episode of Star Trek: The Original
Yes,
Series?
it was. It
Yes.
was.
That pretty
yeah.
much is the plot. It's like so they're stealing from old TV
Yep.
now to make a film with
Hey,
Ethan
you gotta have
Hawke.
an
You
idea
know,
somewhere.
everything's derivative of something. so.
You know.
Night, Linda.
So, anyways, honestly, if you had to,
Good
had to
night,
pick a-
Linda. Here's a little song that goes out to you and your dog.
If you had to pick,
Booyah.
if you had to pick out,
All right.
Dr.
if you had to pick out a film, if you had to pick out 5 films this summer that you're really looking forward to, what would you say your 5 films are?
Well, Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that
Yes.
because that's a movie that I think when we were all kids, we wanted that movie.
If you,
it's Rock'em Sock'em Robots, a movie basically.
it's Ultraman.
Yeah.
but with better graphics.
I think that's going to be
Well,
fun.
with the graphics.
And I will say that as much as I loathe 3D, I actually want to see that in 3D. I'm really looking forward to that.
Giant robots versus giant monsters. What,
Yeah.
you're not going to see it in 3D?
Hell, I don't want to see anything in 3D.
I'm
I saw
probably
Iron
going
Man
to see
3
this
in
movie
3D. It
in
wasn't really
3D.
that bad.
The
It gets
only
its own viewing, and then I'll watch it in standard, but I'm going to watch it.
the only thing I wish they had done was I think Pacific Rim is probably not the best title. I think that they should have just called it Giant Robots versus Giant Monsters.
Over here. Giant robots and giant monsters fighting. There's the title of the movie right there.
Yeah.
Hey, you, over here. Giant robots, giant monsters fighting. That's it.
I'm looking forward to Man of Steel, of course, because I'm a big Superman nut. I'm looking forward to Kick-Ass 2. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to...
Did they not just grow the hell up from Kick-Ass 1?
oh, yeah. And that was just, 3 years ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now look it. I'm not gay nothing, but
gay.
that kid that plays Kick-Ass, when he got his shirt off, I was like, good
He's a
Lord.
good-looking man.
That kid was working out.
He's got a man.
Yeah,
crush on
he's
him.
built up.
You know, hey,
He's cut.
everybody gets one.
You know...
So
gay-
anyways,
You know... Gay,
let's talk about the family films of the
gay porn is still porn. So,
Okay, go ahead.
and then I gotta say, I am looking forward to. Well, I was looking forward to Despicable Me too, but now that this whole Al Pacino thing has happened, I don't know.
I'm still watching that. He
yeah
was just
because
gonna
I love the first movie. I thought it was
Yeah,
really fun.
me and
Yeah.
my kids, we love that movie.
Never
Okay,
watched it.
going around the table.
You're missing something good.
Yeah, you are. The 5 I'm looking forward to, of course, Man of Steel. I do like Zack Snyder. I hope that I hope he really translates the origin story better. Let's see. Of course, I'm gonna sound real kind of kiddish here. I'm looking forward to Monsters University. I know it sounds weird.
It's okay, Chris.
I'm looking forward to it.
Why are your cans off, by the way?
I can't hear. Adam. Also looking forward to Pacific Rim, and let's see, Star Trek Into Darkness. Yes, I will see that in 3D.
Yeah.
I did watch the trailer in 3D. I was like, yeah, this film actually is built for 3D. It looks good. I saw it in Fomax, by the way.
I'm going to go see it multiple times, so there will be a 3D viewing.
Limax.
Limax.
I can
and
afford
then,
a 3D.
one I will say, this is the toss-up, and that is the weekend after Memorial Day. M. Night Shyamalan's
No.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in
No.
Space.
No.
Or,
Welcome to After Earth.
I'm not doing it. Not
No,
going to do it.
not gonna do it.
Nope.
Well, that one, maybe one I might get on like Blu-ray.
No.
I might get
I'm
on
gonna tell you right now if you haven't already figured this out, but Will Smith is barely in that movie. That movie is
It's all
Jaden Smith's
Jaden
movie.
Smith.
Yeah. So and a
Some
lot of people are going to
monkeys.
be disappointed about that. I can tell
Yeah,
you.
it's like, Dad, I want to make a movie. Okay, son.
You did The Karate Kid. Now shut up.
He went to a production studio and said, "Here's money, make a movie."
Actually,
kid.
Now You Can See Me is one I'm intrigued by. I haven't seen a lot of.
Now you see me.
Now You See Me.
Not
yeah.
now you. It's not.
Elysium.
It's not the
Elysium.
Invisible Man
Shut
gets his
up.
cure.
I hate you, Walter.
Elysium.
Anyways,
You ain't
no, but
living
Now
that.
You See Me.
You're not-
Actually, Elysium would be my fifth. I think I only named 4, but that would probably be my 5th, and that's because I love Neil Blomkamp.
Blomkamp.
He's just phenomenal.
I think
Also,
it's.
Sherry
I
Copley's gonna be
I think it's
Yeah.
Rob's turn. Clearly, you're already saying Smurfs too. But Rob, you got.
I haven't
ones to
seen
look for?
Smurfs too. Shut up.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
Of course.
Now You See Me. This Is the End. Man of Steel.
And Smurfs too.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and just. I know it's come out already, but I was looking forward to Iron Man 3. I consider it. Well, it's not really a summer movie, but Pacific Rim is
it
at the
is
top
the
of my
summer season.
list.
Have you not seen Iron Man 3?
Oh yes.
Oh, you have seen.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
How many times?
Just once so far.
You going again?
I've done 2.
I'm gonna go again. I just need to get around to it. That's
Yeah.
all. It's been a rough week. Becky was on shift, so I had to sacrifice time. But I will go see it again. Of course, like I said, Pacific Rim. I do want to see Man of Steel. Kick-Ass 2 is really high on my list. And I kind of changed my list a little bit, but I do kind of want to see Now You See Me.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that's one of those that kind of intrigues me a little bit because I've seen a couple trailers for it. I'm like, this looks kind of fun.
And
it's kind of cool.
Bottom of the list, just because I know I can take my kid. I'm ready to see Despicable Me too. I really like the first one. I'm ready.
Well, I'm going to hold reserve because
Nope.
the whole Benjamin Bright, the
Don't
whole
care.
Pacino thing.
That's
the
a
whole-
bit voice. I still got
if
Steve
they-
Carell.
Well,
It's
of
a
course,
voice.
DreamWorks does that all the time, anyways, with their work when they take it overseas. Anyways,
It's just a voice. Let it go.
they do localization stuff. But
Just
yeah,
let it go.
I don't know.
I'm quitting this movie.
It's not that important. It's okay.
Hoo-yah.
You haven't even seen any of the movies, so you don't even know what you were missing.
I really want to know the story behind that. Like, what
I think
happened?
we'll hear something in the
Yeah, what
comments.
happened? That
Probably what it was.
All right.
Probably money.
We're
Yeah.
going to start
Anything
closing out this show. We do want to thank Mr. Mark Walters.
I
BigFanboy.com.
I never told you my Arnold story.
Tell us quickly.
Oh,
tell us your
yes. Arnold story.
Okay, well, I'll make it really
Yes.
quick.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So back in
It's my show. I'll
January,
end it when I won't.
back in January, I got to Arnold Schwarzenegger came in town with Johnny Knoxville to promote his movie The Last Stand, which
Right.
was out for 3 days. But I don't know why that movie
Now on
failed.
video on demand.
It was fun. I don't know why it failed so bad. But he came in town, and Arnold was one of those guys that like lifelong dream. Like if you said like who's your top 5 list of people you want to interview or something, I mean he was definitely on there. So I was really excited about it. And I could tell from the moment that, when it started, it was going to be pretty short and sweet. So, he comes up and I started talking to him. And it's real funny because I don't remember, what I asked him. But he's basically like, yeah, this movie is great. It's got its chases and car explosions and there's fist fights. And, he's like giving his
You're
answer.
coming back on to do voices. Seriously. Go ahead.
And then the funniest thing about it is like he's giving me these answers, and then like he goes down to like the next reporter, and they're like, Arnold, it's great to have you at Dallas. Yeah, this movie is great. It's got fist fights and explosions, and he's just giving the same answer like over and over again. Wow. So, but I'm sure guys like that, they just kind of get in that zone of I'm just going to say the same thing. Like I actually heard a guy that writes for me sometimes asked him. He said something like, you've come off of being the governor for so many years. Is it different trying to do, movies of politics? And Arnold just kind of goes, yeah, this movie has fist fights and explosions. He just like goes into the same story. It's like he's just said on cruise control at that point. But my best moment of the whole thing was, I did the interview. That was great. I go inside the movie theater and I was standing there talking to the guy who was one of the press people that organized the whole thing. And we're just standing there chatting, and all of a sudden, like this back door that's like about 10 feet away from me opens up, and here comes Arnold, like just sort of bounding through the door, and he's totally serious, like not being funny or silly. He's just like, who's in charge of the popcorn? Where's the popcorn? And he's like got his hands out, like walking around, like looking, and he goes behind this curtained area, and then like 2 minutes later, you see this theater manager with like 2 freshly packed bags of popcorn. He's like walking back behind the curtain and everything. Yeah, he wanted his popcorn, so but that's it.
Okay.
I wish it was more exciting than that.
I was kind of waiting for him to say, he gets to the last guy and says, so Arnold, how about this? Get to the chopper.
Just totally break.
It's like, okay, just put him in the dark and sit him down.
Oh, I did want to add one other film that I am looking forward to this summer. It actually comes out the same weekend as Man of Steel.
Peoples.
Is actually Sofia Coppola's The Bling Ring with Emma Watson.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking.
This is like the Spring Breakers.
You had to add that
thing.
in, really?
I like Sofia Coppola. I do. I like her work. I think she's done a lot of work, from Virgin Suicides to Lost in Translation to this. I mean, it's Emma Watson kind of with a different approach, and I think she sort of maybe shows some
a more sensitive side.
Shows some top. She gets a little topless in this, so it might be good.
I'm sorry, what? Wait a minute.
I think she might get topless in this, so
she's not getting topless.
She will.
They have a clip where she's dancing.
Quit tapping that
on a stripper pole. That's about the only thing you see, and it's not even.
There's a clip of Emma Watson on a stripper pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And believe me, I do shame myself for lusting after her after watching her grow up on Harry Potter. But,
see, that's the whole thing. Like, I can't.
Recently?
I know.
Everybody keeps talking about how hot she is, and I'm like, this is that same little girl that we saw in that first Harry Potter movie.
What's her
can't
name?
Look at her that way.
Alexa Vega.
Oh my god.
Oh, son of a.
Somebody. In fact, it was you. You showed me the picture, and you're like, "Hey Jay, look at this." Damn, that's the girl from Spy Kids. What?
You're like, it's like the shower scene in The Crying Game.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's just like I
that's a little bit worse.
gotta wash the dirty off of me.
Puberty, you are doing it right.
No.
Wow.
Milk is good.
And as soon as he said it's the girl from Spy Kids, I saw that little cute little girl with the smile and the curly hair, and just like instantly just felt horrible about myself.
Yeah.
For about 7 seconds.
Until I looked at the picture again. And damn, she grew up. And nice, well done.
One thing I was going to ask you guys about, since we were talking about like big movies, and since we brought up Lucasfilm, just real quickly, what do you guys think about this whole the Star Wars thing, like doing the new Star Wars movies and bringing back Mark and Carrie and Harrison?
I think nostalgia always works. I would love to see maybe how they adapt those characters. 25, 30 years down the line.
Yeah.
Are they running the new Jedi Order? Are they are they running the New Republic somehow? Are they still chasing out the remnants of the Empire? But then again, you know, are we going to do a Vector Prime where we kill Chewie? You know, that's my question. Is that are we gonna
I think you also
how are we going to adapt them into a new story with new characters as well?
Well, you also have to ask yourself, like, what all characters have to be included? Like, could you leave out Chewbacca and people be okay with it, or would you have to have him in there in some capacity? Like, to me, I think it would be great to have like Han and Chewie like in a Butch and Sundance moment where like they have to shoot their way out to save everybody else or something, and that's how they go out. You know,
Kill Chewie the way you did in the books.
Crash a planet into
had
him.
to drop a planet on him to kill him. And I'm being totally honest here. This is probably not. I think the nostalgia is going to instantly go away as soon as it's realized on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
Honestly
I think as soon as they put them on screen, it's just going to people are going to be like, oh, okay, we're ready for new characters. And I love Star Wars. I do, but they've waited way too long for this.
But see, I think what's going to happen, and I could be wrong, I don't think their plan is to have them in all three movies.
No.
I think their plan is to have them be sort of a lead-in to whatever this new trilogy is. So it's like, yeah, here's the characters you all loved and were familiar with, and we're going to bring them in just long enough to ease you into this other thing that's going to take you through the next three films.
And there are a massive amount of novels and things from Star Wars lore to pull
canon
from. So, I mean, I want to see a Core and Horn movie. I want to see a Rogue Squadron movie. That's what I want. I want
to see a Starkiller movie.
There you go.
I want to see
I guess I would like to see that.
I know you, but see, everybody has things from the expanded universe that they like. Like, for me, Star Wars was always the ships. And when the Rogue Squadron books were out, I was buying every single one of those books when I was a kid. And I want to see a Rogue Squadron. I want to see a trilogy of the Rogue Squadron movie.
Yeah.
Just space combat.
I prefer to see maybe if they get it right, maybe they will actually adapt 1313. The whole 1313 project.
They could do like a Rogue Squadron movie and have Wedge be like the commanding officer or something.
And they've done things like Tales from Jabba's Palace, like little short movies. I don't know.
There was supposed to be something where they're doing.
They're going to do self-contained.
They're talking about the
solo
self-contained
movies.
Right. It's supposed to be Boba Fett, Yoda, and I don't know who else. It might be Han Solo, but.
A young Han Solo.
That's completely different.
Yeah, they want to do a young Han Solo
if
movie,
they pick
which I think is a big mistake.
We saw how that worked with young Indiana Jones.
I'm sorry to say, I'm burning stuff down if they pick Shia LaBeouf.
You know,
no.
Shia LaBeouf.
He's an okay actor, but I don't see him as Han Solo.
I think Shia burned his bridges with Lucasfilm because did you see all those comments he made after ND4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's probably burned his bridges with them.
That kid needs to get a filter.
He burned his bridges with Lucasfilm, not Disney.
Well, yeah.
He did Even Stevens for them, so he made them good money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So anyway, we are getting towards the end of this show. Like I said, thanks, Mr. Mark Walters.
The great Mark Walters
of BigFanboy.com. The event coordinator.
And we should mention you guys are gonna. I'm gonna let you guys give away a pair of Friday passes.
I'm sorry if you're listening right now to the broadcast. We will be giving away a pair of passes for Friday for Dallas Comic-Con. I'm going to put it on. Hopefully you're watching us later on YouTube, but I'm going to be putting a link on the Facebook page. We will give those tickets away Monday. We're going to give them away Monday.
But we got to think of a creative way to give it away.
And we're gonna come a little contest or something.
Maybe you could do something where like they go on our respective Facebook pages and say I heard Super Cool Nerd Show on.
We have to get in the phrase
talking about Dallas Comic Con or something.
Like
I don't know.
Like
they could post
tell
on
us
our
the phrase
page.
that pays.
Yeah,
shameless promotion for us as well.
What we need to do is put a secret word within this video and say watch the show, find a secret word, email us.
Banana.
And like the video.
No, that's the safe word.
The password is nipple. That's a cable guy.
The password is
lightsaber.
The nozzle.
Password is lightsaber.
Dirty password.
So if you're
Chris is gonna hate me for this.
You got to go back and watch the video.
Elysium, but no, I just.
But the password is lightsaber. First person to email me at Jason the X at Untitled SCNS UntitledSCNS.com. We'll give away the passes. We'll put out something on the Facebook page.
We'll figure it out.
To go back and watch this video, and they have to figure out the secret word. The first person to comment on underneath there with the secret word, which is lightsaber.
Only rules that we have applied to that. It cannot be anybody related to show. It has to be one entry per person, and you must be over the age of 18 to win.
Well,
I'm
going to announce
what we'll probably have to do is we'll probably have to have you guys send us the names, and they check in.
So, okay, here's what we'll do. the Secret Wars lightsaber. You have to watch the video. Email me at jasonthex@untitledscns.com. And whoever does it first, after I put this video up tomorrow, will win themselves two
Your
passes
father's lightsaber.
for Friday.
You just told them the secret word.
Yeah, but they have to watch the video to figure it out.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going to announce on the Facebook page that the secret word is on the video.
Oh,
And they have to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
You just said the single
And
word.
then email me. So I'm making them jump through all kinds of hoops. Ha ha!
It's
Well, anyways, guys.
It's all that burr.
But we do have, speaking of that, we do have plans for this
I
weekend.
do want to go ahead and promote. Yes, we are going to be at the North Texas Beer Wine Festival this Saturday.
Yes, 2 weekends at the Irving Convention Center. It's going to be awesome.
Dude, we're going to be
We're
like
going to be
we're
there
like
next
the
weekend.
ACL,
And we'll
of,
probably still be
hanging
kind of
out out there.
hungover.
You're going to be like Harrison Ford at that George
'Cause this-
Lucas AFI
Oh,
tribute. Remember that?
If you haven't
Like,
seen
what
the
a
video,
wonderful
go on
night
YouTube
or
and
not,
watch the
or-
video for our Beer Fest
Oh, yes.
promo.
We did
Where's
make,
my family?
We did make a funny video for the Beer Fest. Go check it out. Chris gets his head chopped off.
What is that Saturday and Sunday? What is that?
That is
is
just
Saturday.
Saturday from 2 to 7, I
Oh
believe.
man, I wish I could come out there. For
They have beer.
Oh,
They have
come
beer
on.
and wine and beer.
And no, food. They have lots
Are
of
they
food.
going to have?
Yes,
beer?
there's
Are they going to
plenty
have
of-
brats?
It's going to be awesome. We're going.
And then they put you in your car and you.
I
Have
don't
to
know
drive
exactly
home.
how we're going to make this video of this coverage, but we're going to be there somehow. The camera's just, Rob's going to be holding the camera like this.
Rob's just-
I already know
The
that
pastor's lightsaber, you bastards!
What did you say, Rob? Hold
I
on.
said I will be tortured because I can't drink.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
if
you
I
can't-
do, you have shots of the ceiling, the floor.
Or a $4,000 camera dropped on the floor or something. Oh, that's my bad. Then we get into a fist fight. Anyway, no, we're doing that this weekend. But of course, next weekend, May 17th to the 19th, we got Dallas Comic Con that we will be at. Look for us out there. Come up, talk.
We'll
to
be
us.
doing dances. We'll be doing folk dances.
DallasComicCon.com. Be there.
Yes. And unfortunately, it's
Also-
too late to buy tickets online. So
Yeah, but you can buy tickets at the
But you
door.
can buy tickets at the
we
door.
we just have to stop
So
online
go
sales
check it
at
out.
some point. So
And also amazing guest and great both of comic and stage and screen. So go see them. Enjoy it. Guys, listen, we're going to wrap it up. It's a little late for us. I'm Chris Andrew. That
we ran
is
over. It's my show. I
that's
don't know.
Jason the X. That's the big man
That's it,
himself.
man.
Mark Walters,
Game
once again,
over,
thank you for
man.
joining us.
Game
And
over.
guys, stay safe. Have a great weekend. Keep on nerding, and we'll talk to you soon. Adios.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Bye